This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, September 10th. I'm Tori here with Jeff, and Brandon joins us from home. Brandon, how you doing? I match your painting.
Oh, yes, you do, Tori. I really love this dress on you, Tori. Or
Thank you.
This blouse. What do you? I don't know the.
It's a jumpsuit. It's a full jumpsuit.
Okay.
It's a full jumpsuit. Okay. We're gonna get started here. Oh man, I miss having you all in the studio. All right, we're continuing to switch gears here and follow the deadly wildfires burning out of control on the West Coast. Check out these pictures, okay, from San Francisco yesterday.
Looks like your dress.
It does look like marigold, and that's not good. That's not what the sky's supposed to look like. Where the smoke was so thick, it caused the skies to turn pumpkin orange. Look at that. Almost like you'd expect to see on Mars or Venus. More than 2.5 million acres have burned in California alone, with at least 8 deaths reported so far across 3 western states. Now, there are at least 28 major fires in California, forcing 64,000 people to evacuate. And just to give you an idea of how fast these fires are spreading, in some cases, they're burning 100,000 plus acres in a day. In a day, 100,000. Meantime, in Oregon, the governor is warning that fires in that state could be the deadliest in state history. Okay, I don't want to start off in a bummer, but is this the new normal in summer for the West, Jeff?
It seems like it, and I don't know like how we know how some of these fires started, right, Tori? Like the gender reveals. So I don't know what the answer is here. You know what I mean? I'm not a geologist. I don't understand how these fires start or why they spread the way they do. I think you just have to check your local listings on what to do. I mean, because people need guidance. Should we evacuate? Then people want to stay and try to fight the fire, and that's when tragedy strikes, right? I don't know. We shoot the show here in Colorado, and there's smoke all over. You can't even see the mountains anymore.
Did you have ash in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
It rained ash in our neighborhood.
I don't know if that's a combination from California and Utah
and
to Colorado. There's like 3 Colorado fires
burning right now. And if we don't bring up the environment, I think we're doing a disservice, whether or not you believe in climate change or not. We're seeing much more intense wildfires that are out of control. And we don't want our kids to live like this, like your kids to go out in summer and see it orange. Brandon, what's your just take on seeing that? Were you shocked?
It's just one of those. What's the movie with Denzel Washington with the Book of Eli?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some sort of desolate town, and I understand that in around the fall that the southeast gets the hurricanes, and in the northeast in the winter they get blizzards. And like you said, that this is something that we're almost expecting each year from the northwest. So I'm praying that something can happen where we can be a little bit more preventative when it comes to this.
You vote.
But at the end of the day, Mother Nature is Mother Nature.
That's true. But remember, climate change is on the ballot. Vote, vote, vote if you don't want this to be your new normal, or if you believe that you're comfortable with this. Let us know what you think on Facebook and YouTube. Now, there is so much more fallout over a new book about the president. So in audio recordings, if you don't know, for the book Rage, the president told investigative reporter Bob Woodward that he knew in February that COVID-19 was, quote, deadly stuff, and admitted playing down the threat in public. Here's how he explained it last night on Fox News.
I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good, but if you look at what I said today, I said don't panic. We don't want to be jumping up and down and going wild. Don't panic. I'm a cheerleader for this country, and I don't want to see panic.
So Joe Biden called the president's actions disgusting and almost criminal, adding he knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to the country for months. But a lot of people, including your favorite person, Tori Shulman, are wondering why the heck the president would agree to talk on record 18 times with this journalist, Bob Woodward. If you don't know who that is, he is known for bringing down past presidents like Richard Nixon. Meantime, Bob Woodward is defending his decision not to release the audio recording sooner, saying it would not have saved any lives. So there's a lot to unpack here. There's 2 sides to everything, and we have to understand right from the bat, take politics out of it. A president has to walk that tightrope of making sure you don't panic the public. That's an important part of this. However, one, I want to know why you think, Jeff, he spoke to Bob Woodward in the first place. And two, I want to know, do you think this cost lives?
It might have, Tori, and why he talked to him in the first place. I don't think he knew all the facts, just like everyone else in the whole world, right?
But why talk to Bob Woodward, who he took down Watergate? I mean, this guy had Deep Throat on. I mean, this is the investigative reporter you don't mess with. If I saw him in D.C., I wouldn't even say hello because I'd be on tape. That's how this guy runs.
Well, I'm thinking in my mind right now that President Trump thinks he's smarter than everybody in the whole world, right? So he thinks he could out-talk his way out of any hole. Again, I don't think he knew all the facts. The CDC put out on their Twitter early on, this doesn't transfer through the air, allegedly. They put out a lot of misfacts. I don't know exactly, I don't have them in front of me. They put out a lot of misfacts. Dr. Fauci lied. He said he lied to us about not wearing masks because he didn't want panic and people running out and getting masks. When you lead this country, sometimes you have to stretch the truth. This is the norm for politics. It's not why I don't like Donald Trump or don't like Joe Biden. It's why I don't like politics. They never tell us the truth about anything ever, so I don't understand why people are up in arms about Donald Trump stretching the truth now about something he didn't even know about.
Well, and that's a fair point that at some point this is happening in all of politics. But Brandon, he at one point called it a hoax, the coronavirus. And in February 7th, he knew it was 5 times more deadly than the flu. Is that an honorable thing to do? Is that a respectful thing to do?
Look, Jeff, I'm not trying to jump on you, man, but he knew, bro, because back in late January, one of his national security advisors told him that this is going to be the biggest threat to your presidency. I believe this is around January the 29th. So he knew, and I get it. You have to walk that tight line because whatever decision you make is not going to be perfect. Lives are going to be lost regardless. My thing is trying to say that you're trying to protect the American people. The American people, we've shown that we are resilient. We've shown that after lockdowns and businesses still being shut down, people have shown that they can still try and keep their business afloat. They can still try and get their kids, whether it's home taught or get their kids back into the schools. I just think that a lot of people are upset with this right now. It's because we could have used some sort of heads up. Some sort of heads up to know that this thing was going to be a lot bigger than what was played out, not only by him, but other people in the media who tried to make it to where it was like, oh, just wash your hands, don't touch your face. Remember, we had to go through all that. Instead of hearing that, I think a lot of American people and business owners would love to hear, hey, something's going on. You may have to shut down your business or start saving up money because you may be shut down until who knows how long. And that's why I think that for some people, they're upset.
I definitely hear that. And for a president who doesn't want to panic when we hear about the Muslims coming and the Mexican caravans and the mail fraud voting, there's a lot of panic he tends to put out there. I wonder why this wasn't brought up to that level in terms of his need. But again, I'm going to get a lot. Write me, and we will make sure to get to your comments. Seriously. Speaking about the country, all across the country, college students are back in school in the middle of the pandemic. And according to the latest numbers from the New York Times, more than 51,000 college students have tested positive for the coronavirus so far. Meantime, Texas Tech is investigating a viral video that reportedly shows a student at a party claiming to have COVID-19. What the? Take a look.
Everyone's like, Haley, don't you have COVID? Like, don't you literally have COVID? Yes, I have COVID. The whole world has COVID. All of these people have COVID. So stop getting on my Stop getting on my like I'm having a good time. Thank you.
Wow, that video is going to age well, Jeff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope the cancel culture is still out there in 30 years and she can't get a job ever for what she did when she was 20 years old. So, pointing one finger through her, pointing back at you. That aside, what did they think was going to happen when kids are going away to school at 20, 19, 18 years old?
Fair point.
What did they think? When I was 18 years old, I thought I was going to live forever. There is no stopping me. So I can't say, looking back, that I would not be one of these students at the party, because that's what college is, socializing, and you think you're going to live forever, and you don't know anything. You really don't. You really have no knowledge of the world, even though we do have some great people. Anyways, I want to hear your take. I don't want to get into this whole political thing. I want to talk for an hour today, but I can't.
Understand it. Brandon, what do you think about this video? And also, just so you know, in Spain, they arrested a surfer in the water in hazmat suits because she had COVID and broke her isolation. What do you think? They're taking it seriously in Spain.
I think it just plays into the misinformation that was put out there that Jeff said earlier, because remember, they were saying only old people were being affected by it. Black people couldn't get it. Dogs couldn't get it. And then dogs got it, and 2 tigers ended up testing positive for COVID. So it played into that misinformation, and then you add to the fact that they're young, wild, and free.
Yeah, it's a national mask mandate, in my opinion, is what's going to do it, especially for 19-year-olds that aren't going to follow anything else, in my opinion. Let me know yours. We're interactive. DBL, Brandon, stick around, please, because our medical expert, Dr. Pialcoli, is tackling the latest COVID headlines. Does all that wildfire smoke actually make matters worse? I was wondering the same thing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. The smoke from the historic West Coast wildfires are causing serious health concerns for those living nearby, but also for people living thousands of miles away. All of this as we continue to deal with a pandemic that affects our respiratory system, which brings up the question, does the smoke make us more vulnerable to COVID? So Dr. Pialcoli joins us with answers. Hello, Doc. It's good to see you. We have viewers watching who don't live anywhere close to these wildfires. Should they still be concerned? And what are the effects of the smoke pollution?
Tori, they should be concerned because NASA satellite images have actually shown that the wildfires from California have traveled as far as 600 miles away off the coast of California. And these wildfires, unfortunately, have both short-term and long-term health effects. So in the short term, we've all experienced these, the burning of the eyes, the throat, the nose, the irritation in the lungs. But in the long term, they can actually increase your risk for heart disease, early onset dementia, they can cause premature aging of the lungs, and they can cause certain types of cancers.
Oh my, wow.
Doc, are people who live closer to wildfires more vulnerable to COVID-19, and would wearing a mask help? I'm no doctor, but I'm going to roll the dice on this second question and say yes. But I'm going to pass it to the doctor.
Genius.
So let's talk about this, Jeff. This is a really important question. And the answer to your first question is yes. People exposed to wildfire smoke have a higher risk of infection from COVID-19. And the reason is because the pollutants from the smoke actually distract your immune system. So it's busy fighting the pollutants and it's not as good at fighting the virus. So they can increase your risk. But the opposite is also true, which you may not have known, is that those people who've had COVID actually have an increased susceptibility to risk from the wildfires. But the mask question is kind of interesting because it's a little counterintuitive. So masks certainly protect you from risk of COVID, but when it comes to the wildfires, they just don't filter out enough of those pollutants. So the only type of mask that really does protect against wildfires is that N95. So I would encourage you guys to buy one if you don't have one already.
That's why I'm not a doctor. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I rolled the dice, snake eyes. I was wrong.
And it's a 50-50 chance. It doesn't matter. Speaking of masks, we're switching gears here to talk about a new study out of the University of California, San Francisco. Researchers say they can draw a connection between people with COVID-19 who become severely ill and whether or not they wore a mask. Doc, we've talked about wearing a mask to protect others, but now it sounds like wearing a mask is also protecting yourself, even if you still catch the virus. Is that right?
Absolutely. And so if you didn't have enough reasons before, this is a great reason now. And the idea here, you guys, is the viral dose or the viral inoculum. So not only does it protect you from catching the virus, if you do get exposed to the virus, less of it gets into your lungs, and so you're less likely to get sick. And in fact, these researchers actually think that this may be the reason the mortality rate is going down from COVID, because people are wearing masks, so they're getting, less dose of the virus, and so they're getting less sick from it.
I have to be super honest with you. I tried to find an N95 mask, and it is finding like the Indiana Jones Holy Grail. I can't find an N95 to save my life. So
could you look at it like Indiana Jones, or you can't?
I can't see. It's too bright.
Remember the ghosts coming out?
You chose wisely. Remember that?
Tori, I'm going to hook you up because I've got a stash.
Ooh.
Yes. I love being friends with the doctor. All right, thank you so much. You will be back tomorrow, so if you have a question about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media or email info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back. She's got Welcome back to DBL. Big news in reality TV. Denise Richards is leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after 2 seasons. Jeff is devastated. That was his favorite. Much of this season has revolved around Denise's alleged affair with Brandi Glanville, which Denise has denied. Now, during her time on the show, Denise was shown to be at odds with most of the cast, including her friend Lisa Rinna. Now fans are wondering if, get this, Kris Jenner will fill the spot. As you probably know, Chris and her family are ending their long-running reality show. Even Housewives creator Andy Cohen thinks Chris would be a huge get and has even received messages about bringing her on, but he says he doesn't think she'll do it. All right, Brandon, do you think Kris Jenner, would you watch if Kris Jenner was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Tori, I've never watched an episode of Real Housewives of anything.
You're saying there's a chance.
Michelle Obama could be on Real Housewives of D.C. and I still wouldn't watch it. But here's the thing. Here's why I don't think she'd do it, because this is beneath her. I feel as though like Kris Jenner is too big for a Real Housewives. She needs her own show where she can show how she can take some brand or take some person and just blow them up to stardom and celebrity.
That's a cool idea.
That's the show she needs.
Would you watch with Kris Jenner?
She won't do it. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Two reasons. One, because she has no control.
Agreed.
Unless the only reason she'll do it, to give you guys a little inside baseball, she's got to be exec producer of that show. Otherwise, she's definitely not doing it because she controls everything that goes on in her Kardashians. And two, let this be the last time we talk about Denise Richards and Brandi Glanville's alleged affair. This is it. We're putting the flag in.
So many times.
It's been going on for 2 years.
It's 24 hours a day we talk about it, feels like.
All right, sorry.
It's too much. I do also want to just bring up really quickly, there's a new Housewives coming up of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives, and it's very oriented around religion.
I thought you said nude.
No, that would be
you said
weirder.
Nude, and I was like, I'm curious.
I'm on board. I'm on board. No, so I'm interested to see if you guys are interested in that one. Let us know what you think. We got DBL Deal Blast is coming up next. Sweet, sweet deals.
Ooh. Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. I practiced that, no joke. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Well, this is the BOC by Born crossbody handbag. It's faux leather construction with a fashionable floral or American flag print. So normally, Tori, this is $79, but we have it for $25, which means you're saving 68%. Okay, next I've got something that's key to a good night's sleep. It's the rayon from Bamboo luxury super soft sheet set. So bamboo sheets will keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Now normally these sets are between $79 to $109, but we have them from $29 to $39. What a discount. Saving 63% on some new bedding. Now, Tori, the Vivo Perlay made in the USA. So this is the 60-second makeover set. So it's fast-acting luxury skincare. It's a duo, and it has concentrated treatments to target deep wrinkles. Now, normally this kit for both items, it's $50, but we've got it for only $19, which means you're saving 62%. Okay, and last but certainly not least, this is the 2-pack Bravenfly Sport Burst fast charging waterproof earbuds. So they're lightweight, they're wireless, and they're Bluetooth. They've got a 10-hour playtime. So normally these are $80, but we've got them for $25. So that means you're saving 69%.
Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. All right, sweet, sweet deals. All right, we have some comments. Jen says, it's climate change as everything is way more dry than it has been about the wildfires. Yeah, people set the fire, but it's because of the conditions that it flourishes. Del Rico says from Woodward, he felt the need to criticize President Barack Obama about the death of 2 Americans, but here we are 190,000 deaths later. There was a need to panic. However, Sylvia says Trump is damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He was an alarmist in the beginning. People would say he was stoking fears. So what's the main thing we get out of this? It rhymes with boat. It's vote.
I don't know how to follow that nor sum up what all the comments were in 5 seconds. So I will bow out.
You're gonna bow out? All right, that's fair for you.
It rhymes with vote, boat, bow. I don't know.
The stern. Don't be too stern.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
We love you, Brandon. We'll see you tomorrow. wildfires on the West Coast turn deadly as crews race to stop the flames. The new shocking images that look like something out of a doomsday movie. President Trump responds to Bob Woodward's new bombshell book while defending his decision to downplay coronavirus.
I can't be jumping up and down and scaring people.
Now, some people want to know, why would the president talk so freely with a reporter? Denise Richards is done with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Will Kris Jenner take her spot? Plus, a first look at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Cue the drama.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And Mean Girl star Jonathan Bennett is on DBL.
Don't say to me, oh, you're so sexy, and then you talk.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
Daily Blast Live starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Jonathan Bennett. We miss him. Come back to the show after COVID.
Yeah.
Once everything is back to normal. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, September 10th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. Hey, Al, how are you?
Is he frozen? Because I was like, that's an interesting face. That was an interesting face.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Al isn't very talkative today. We definitely will try and fix everything with Al's, clearly his technical difficulties.
Although we have a couple stories that face might match, so we can just keep flashing them in.
Perfect. Just screen grab that. And Al's a part of the show.
There we go.
Okay, so very serious and sad news. We are continuing to follow the deadly wildfires burning out of control on the West Coast. Check out these pictures from San Francisco yesterday where the smoke was so thick it caused the skies to turn pumpkin orange, almost like you'd expect to see on Mars. More than 2.5 million acres have burned in California alone, with at least 8 deaths reported so far across the 3 western states. There are at least 28 major fires in California, forcing 64,000 people to evacuate. Now, just to give you an idea of how fast these fires are spreading, in some cases they are burning 100,000 plus acres in a single day. Meantime, in Oregon, the governor is warning that fires in that state could be the deadliest in state history. Now, many of you are already writing in, in commentary towards 2020. Like 2020 could not get any worse. This is our new normal, in my opinion. I think next year we're going to see more of this. The following year, unfortunately, until we can handle our climate crisis, this is something that we're all going to have to get used to, and that concerns me, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Sam. If you want to get into that conversation, some people believe in that, some people don't. But in Denver, here where we filmed the show, number one, you can't even see the mountains because there's so much smoke. I think it's an accumulation of California, Utah, and kind of our own fires. We can't even see that. But talk about climate, and whether you believe it or not, it was 90 degrees here one day, and the next day it snowed, and now it feels like fall, or feels like winter out, and then this weekend it's going to be 80. So
I know.
There's something going on with the climate, whether you believe it or not. Right. You have to look at it, right?
Right, and we can at least have the conversation. It feels apocalyptic. Al, I believe you are available. Are you here, Al? Are you still frozen in time? There he is.
So, am I here?
Yeah, you're there. We see you. I want to show you a picture that my best friend showed me, Martine. This was her photo walking the beaches of Santa Cruz County.
Wow.
I mean, her daughter looked at it. Her daughter's 10 years old. Her daughter looked at that photo later on my friend's phone and said, Mom, that looks like a scene from Star Wars. And she's right. This to me just makes me so sad for our children, because you can't go outside and play because of the air quality.
And yet, Sam, we're still debating about climate change. You know what we can all agree on, Sam? You know what's happening? Not nothing. Something is going on. There is fire coming out of the sky. We're having this conversation. Jeff said it correctly. This weekend it was 101 degrees in Denver. I looked at my app on Monday. It said it feels like it's 26. I don't know. I've been on this planet 43 years. It seems to be getting worse. Hurricanes seem to be getting worse. Right. Everything seems to be getting worse. So I think we at least need to open up the discussion.
How about that? Yes, I agree. Before we move on, I have to comment on your ficus in the background. It's gorgeous. Can we look at the ficus again?
Well, thank you.
Oh my God, is that new?
Yes, that's a monstera plant. Wait, no. Yes, is a ficus. Is that a ficus?
No?
My girl's gonna kill me.
I don't know. I thought it was a ficus. Maybe
it's a lot of confidence. I'm going to go with you.
I'm probably wrong, and I do not have a green thumb. So DBL Nation, perhaps you can also chime in about the enormous plant behind Al. Okay. All right. So there's more fallout over that new book about the president. In audio recordings for the book Rage, the president told Bob Woodward he knew in February that COVID-19 was deadly stuff and admitted playing down the threat in public. Here's how he explained it last night on Fox News.
I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good, but if you look at what I said today, I said don't panic. We don't want to be jumping up and down and going wild. Don't panic. I'm a cheerleader for this country, and I don't want to see panic.
Now, Joe Biden called the president's actions disgusting and almost criminal, adding he knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to this country for months. But a lot of people are wondering, why would the president agree to talk on record 18 times with an investigative journalist known for bringing down a past president, Richard Nixon? Meantime, Bob Woodward is defending his decision not to release the audio recording sooner, saying it would not have saved any lives. What do you make of this, Jeff?
I don't know, Sam. This is a tough one, especially just talking about politics and Donald Trump in general. But look, I think it is the job of our president, no matter who it is, to calm the storm, right? I don't think we had all the facts in February. In fact, we did not have all the facts. The whole world did not have the facts. The CDC was saying, and again, I don't want to quote them exactly, but check out their old tweets. They were saying it can't pass through the air. They were tweeting that out. We find out now that it's not true. Dr. Fauci came on national television in a live news-breaking conference and says, don't worry, you don't need to wear a mask, because he was lying and covering for the government because he wanted to get those supplies to nurses and people on the front line. The government lies to us. They have since 1776 till 2020. So people want to condemn Donald Trump for this. I think he's just doing his job. I understand the way people feel about him, but when was the last time the government told us the truth, anybody? Then we could have a conversation.
Al?
Jeff, really quickly, man, I appreciate how eloquently you laid out your point, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I always try and do, especially when we're talking about the president, is I always try and pull back and think about just an individual, because I think we can understand better on that level. What if this was your physician? What if you go into your doctor and they say that you have stage 3 cancer, and they noticed it 2 years ago on your charts, but they didn't want to panic you? There are some things that you need to alert people about when there's a potential for danger. If your doctor tells you, hey, there's some weird things going on in your blood, so we're going to do something, that doesn't mean, hey, quit your job and go to France for 2 weeks because you're about to check out. It's just saying, hey, we're just letting you know some potentially bad things could happen, so let's start putting some things in place. So I don't know if most functional adults' default mechanism is panic. Just tell us what's going on. But I do see what you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I understand why people in positions of power want to calm the storm, so to speak. I agree with you there, because you don't want to create panic, because panic leads to chaos. But what's worse than that? Death. So I look at, speaking of an individual's perspective, I look at the 175,000 plus families out there who are now looking back going, wow, if I was given all the details, would I have been more cautious to protect myself and my family members? Would my family members still be here today? If I lost a loved one because I was not as hyper-vigilant because I didn't have all the facts, and I get that the facts were evolving at that time.
We didn't have all the facts.
No, and I get that. Yeah. It's not even in response to you. It's in response to people in power in general. Like, give us as much as you know, because if you're telling us now that you downplayed it then, I would have liked to know how serious, and I get it was evolving then, because if that would have prevented my family member's death, if I was one of those individuals right now, I would be beside myself.
And I totally agree with your point, but you should be mad at the CDC. Yeah, you should be mad at Dr. Fauci. Totally. You should be mad at the government as a whole, not blaming one person, because they all didn't know. We didn't. This is a pandemic that never happened before. I understand we have pandemics in the past. This has never happened, so nobody had the right answers. We weren't getting the correct information from China to begin with, and you think the government tells us what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Benghazi, what happened in 9/11? Let's be honest. We don't get the information that we need ever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. And Al, and that's why I was careful to say people in positions of power.
Right.
I don't want to single anybody out right here, and I'm right there with Jeff. I'm right there with you. This is where I know that we disagree a lot, meaning us and some of our viewers. think we can all agree that we just want transparency.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of distrust in the government, rightfully so. And that's one thing that we can all agree on. And I hope that at some point that changes, but I'm not too hopeful.
Isn't it crazy that we all have different walks of life, but the three of us could come on live television and have a discussion about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And then still be friends afterwards? Isn't that crazy, Al?
I know. Don't you wish that
I know, but let's still fight at Burger King afterwards just to make sure.
Done.
Well, Thanksgiving dinner is coming up. That's when most fights happen, right?
We'll have a Friendsgiving and get after it.
Okay, so Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Piacoli, is tackling the latest COVID headlines. Does all that wildfire smoke make matters worse? Plus, Mean Girls star Jonathan Bennett, his quarantine routine, the heavy lifting it took to make him not on camera, okay? And Tori asks a question he didn't see coming.
Best question I've ever been asked in an interview. You're going to get a daytime Emmy.
This
Welcome back to DBL. The smoke from the historic West Coast wildfires are causing serious health concerns for those living nearby, but also for people living thousands of miles away. Earlier, Tori Shulman and I asked Dr. Piacoli if the wildfires can impact the ongoing pandemic. Here's what she said.
Hello, Doc. It's good to see you. We have viewers watching who don't live anywhere close to these wildfires. Should they still be concerned? And what are the effects of the smoke pollution?
Tori, they should be concerned because NASA satellite images have actually shown that the wildfires from California have traveled as far as 600 miles away off the coast of California. And these wildfires, unfortunately, have both short-term and long-term health effects. So in the short term, we've all experienced these, the burning of the eyes, the throat, the nose, the irritation in the lungs. But in the long term, they can actually increase your risk for heart disease, early onset dementia, they can cause premature aging of the lungs, and they can cause certain types of cancers.
Oh my. Wow.
Doc, are people who live close to the wildfires more vulnerable to COVID-19, and would wearing a mask help? I'm no doctor, but I'm going to roll the dice on this second question and say yes.
Genius.
But I'm going to pass it to the doctor.
Genius.
So let's talk about this, Jeff. This is a really important question. And the answer to your first question is yes. People exposed to wildfire smoke have a higher risk of infection from COVID-19. And the reason is because the pollutants from the smoke actually distract your immune system. So it's busy fighting the pollutants, and it's not as good at fighting the virus. So they can increase your risk. But the opposite is also true, which you may not have known, is that those people who've had COVID actually have an increased susceptibility to risk from the wildfires. But the mask question is kind of interesting because it's a little counterintuitive. So masks certainly protect you from risk of COVID, but when it comes to the wildfires, they just don't filter out enough of those pollutants. So the only type of mask that really does protect against wildfires is that N95. So I would encourage you guys to buy one if you don't have one already.
That's why I'm not a doctor. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I rolled the dice snake eyes. I was wrong.
And it's a 50-50 chance. It doesn't matter. Speaking of masks, we're switching gears here to talk about a new study out of the University of California, San Francisco. Researchers say they can draw a connection between people with COVID-19 who become severely ill and whether or not they wore a mask. Doc, we've talked about wearing a mask to protect others, but now it sounds like wearing a mask is also protecting yourself, even if you still catch the virus. Is that right?
Absolutely. And so if you didn't have enough reasons before, this is a great reason now. And the idea here, you guys, is the viral dose or the viral inoculum. So not only does it protect you from catching the virus, if you do get exposed to the virus, less of it gets into your lungs, and so you're less likely to get sick. And in fact, these researchers actually think that this may be the reason the mortality rate is going down from COVID, because people are wearing masks, so they're getting, less dose of the virus, and so they're getting less sick from it.
I have to be super honest with you. I tried to find an N95 mask, and it is finding like the Indiana Jones Holy Grail. I can't find an N95 to save my life. So
could you look at it like Indiana Jones, or you can't?
I can't see. It's too bright.
Remember the ghosts coming out?
You chose wisely. Remember that?
Tori, I'm going to hook you up because I've got a stash.
Ooh.
Yes. I love being friends with the doctor. All right, thank you so much. You will be back tomorrow, so if you have a question about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media or email info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back.
It's only a matter.
Welcome back to DBL. Jonathan Bennett played sweetheart Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls, and now he's got a sweet tooth hosting Food Network's Halloween Wars. Tori caught up with him earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Jonathan Bennett, my brother, my bestie, welcome back to DBL. I have missed you. Talk to me. How have you been holding up? What have you been doing during quarantine?
Thank you so much. Tori, it is so good to see you. You are one of my favorite people on earth. I got to bring this up on air because I think all your co-anchors, they hate you.
From Agatha Christie, the mustached detective?
Agatha Christie.
The famous detective.
Wow.
All right. Gotcha, Tori. Okay, let's move on to the next story.
I am the person that's you in the cast where, like, I'll go for the joke and everyone's like, no, Jonathan, just shut up. And I'm like, yeah, that was a bad joke. So I just want to say I feel for you, and I think you guys are hysterical together.
That's so nice.
In quarantine, what have I been doing? Nothing. I'm not working out. I hate working out. The only way I can go to the gym is if it's like a group fitness thing where there's a lot of music and an instructor with a microphone. And they're like, you're amazing. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, feed my ego. They're like, you bet. Like, keep going.
That's the
like,
only...
Unless like someone with like abs is high-fiving me telling me I did awesome for doing nothing, I don't want to go.
I do have to say that like self-care doesn't have to mean, you're right, like restructuring your life with cucumber water and all of a sudden you're walking on clouds and you're doing a million things and planting like zucchinis and all this. You can just have self-care by taking a moment and listening to your favorite Neil Diamond song.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
All right, I do have to ask you, some people have iconic roles, and for some reason, Aaron Samuels just hit everybody in a different way, right?
You're telling me.
Gruel. I meant cool. I said great at the same time.
Right. Well, gruel.
Mostly for you. What about the look that you gave? Yeah. God, it's good.
What?
What do you like? What
It's
are you
good,
thinking as you
right?
do the look? Talk to me through that. How did you make it so iconic?
As flattering as it is that it's me, it's really tape and glue and lighting that makes those moments happen, right? I don't want to take credit for it, but it's just really a squint to the eye, right? My boyfriend James, he'll say to me, "Oh, you're so sexy," and then you talk.
That's what my husband says to me too. Stop talking. Why are you
Right?
doing-
Right? Oh, I'm getting a call. It's probably my agent. Hello. Oh, new job. Thanks.
As a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, you were enamored by the Frozen lip sync battle. And I just want to know, what would your drag name be and what would your song be?
First of all, best question I've ever been asked in an interview. You're going to get a daytime Emmy. My joke that I always have that James gets so sick of is anytime someone says something like, oh, you've got rusty pipes, I'm always like, talk about my drag name. Or anytime someone says, would you like, the tuna on rye? I'm like, oh, that's my drag name. So that's my go-to joke for everything because it always gets a laugh.
Always. I've done that before,
So,
too.
I mean, I think my drag name would be Tori Shulman.
That's a good one.
And the song I would want to lip sync to is Oh My God, You Guys from Legally Blonde.
Oh my God, you guys.
Like the opening song to Legally Blonde that's 8 minutes long, that's just full of energy. Like me dressed up as Tori, just like being psychotic.
I want to know what we can look forward to on Halloween Wars this year, because honestly, this might be the only Halloween thing we do because of the pandemic.
Halloween Wars starts right now.
Halloween Wars is going to be better than ever this year, not because we just take 6 teams of expert pumpkin carvers and cake artists and sugar masters and have them battle it out over 5 episodes to create Halloween-themed edible displays that are as scary as they are delicious. So we're really, really excited because this is going to be season 10. It's going to be a huge season, and it's going to be bigger and better than you've ever seen it.
That sounds incredible. Also, Sugar Master could be a drag name for you.
Oh, I like that. Sugar Master. Okay, that's my drag name.
You are a human being I wish was next to me at all times. Jonathan Bennett, friend of the show. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's really been a pleasure. We'll be right back.
You're amazing. Bye.
Bye, love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. We have one quick comment from Tim. Tim says, I love how you guys debate and hold different opinions in a respectful manner. Amen, Tim. That's what we want.
Yeah, and just have a conversation when you don't have to hate somebody because they're Democrat or Republican. How about a conversation?
Yeah, because then maybe you'll learn something new, right? I learned some stuff from you earlier, and I hope it's reciprocated.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what it's all about. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Denise Richards quits The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but will Kris Jenner take her spot? And should Halloween be canceled? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Was.
3, 2.
Wow, if you only knew what we were talking about.
It's not a lie if you believe it, Sam.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. In fact, Al, we are getting so many people, so many of our DBL Nation believe they know what your plan is. We're going to revisit it later on because I'm going to do my own investigating. Okay, Al?
Okay, and I have confirmation, so I want to hear what they have to say.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Can't wait for the plant talk later.
All right, so big news in reality TV. Denise Richards is leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after only 2 seasons. Much of this season has revolved around Denise's alleged affair with Brandi Glanville, which Denise has denied. During her time on the show, Denise was shown to be at odds with most of the cast, including her friend Lisa Rinna. Now fans are wondering if Kris Jenner will fill her spot. As you probably know, Kris and her family are ending their long-running reality show. Even Housewives creator Andy Cohen thinks Kris would be a huge get, but he says he doesn't think she'll do it. Okay, so I know that you guys are huge Housewives fans, right? But listen, Al, you've done a project with Lisa Rinna. You know her. She's a friend of yours. I like Lisa Rinna too, but I have a little bit of a bone to pick with her. The fact that her friend Denise came on the show, and then from what I saw, and I know that things happen in editing and in post, but from what I saw, they all really did gang up on her. And I don't blame her for leaving at all, but I don't think the show is going to be the same without Denise Richards. What do you think, Al?
Well, Sam, it depends on how you want to play it. If you want to do it where you keep your own sanity, leaving after feeling ganged up on is probably the best idea. But in the world of reality TV, and you have a reality TV star sitting right next to you, so I want to hear what he has to say about this. I think that playing the kind of put-upon role, playing the underdog role, can garner you a lot of sympathy from a huge fan base, which could be good for you going forward, writing books, my experience on the Housewives and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, Jeff, I would just stay and kind of just take the slings and arrows and then kind of play the victim role and, you know, increase my brand.
But not if they were saying stuff that wasn't your brand, right? If that's your brand, you want to be the bad girl, the bad boy, I think that's great. Capitalize on that. But if you really want to try to be a good person and you're painted in this way, I think you got to get out. But I don't think Kris Jenner's coming in, because unless she's executive producer and has full control of what that edit is, which she won't, she's not going on that show. And can I just say, hopefully this is the last time we talk about Brandi Glanville and
it's crazy.
And
she's
whatever.
Not,
I'm so tired of this
Brandi
story.
Glanville's not even on the show, and she's somehow.
But for 2 years we've been talking about this.
Because she pushes her way into the headlines. It's unbelievable.
She's the perfect one to capitalize on that bad girl.
I know.
Image.
Put her back in. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I really would. From Beverly Hills to Salt Lake City, you guys, we're getting a first look at the women from Utah who are the latest group of housewives. Watch.
I'm a purebred pioneer Mormon.
Oh, here it goes.
I'm Jewish. I'm from Chicago.
I'm actually Pentecostal. We are Jewish by heritage, Mormon by choice.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It is a very big deal that I'm no longer Mormon.
I was raised Mormon, but I'm converting to Islam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wow, as you can see, religion will be a big part of the storylines. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premieres on November 11th on Bravo. I actually am really into this. I mean, I didn't know how I would think about the Salt Lake, Utah girls, whatever you want to call it. But I like seeing all these different religions blend and learning. I don't know much about Islam. I want to learn through, I believe her name is Jen Shah, and how she's going to be converting to Islam.
Is she converting for the religion or for the reality show?
I would hope for the religion.
I don't know.
Can you imagine if the producers had said, hey, we need a storyline?
If you didn't say, if there was a show called Conversion, you would have a line out the door of people signing up for a reality show, and they would convert just to be a housewife of Salt Lake City in this case.
Yeah, Jeff has a good point. People just want to get their 15 minutes of fame, it seems like nowadays, Al.
Yeah, I think that's always been around, you know, but Sam, you know, this is going to be a really interesting show. I would say we could drink the tea, you know, and spill the tea about this show, but I don't even think most of the people are even allowed to have that. It's so interesting that we're going to see a cast that's not going to have any alcohol in them. So I want to see what else they're going to argue about. I think it's going to be interesting.
I just saw some wine in that
yeah,
shot. I don't know, Al. We'll see.
I'm with you on the painting a picture of like a different religion, but I think they're going to be bad girls of that religion or something they're not supposed to do or whatever, and that's what's going to make it controversial and people to watch.
Of course
yes,
it's going to be taboo.
That's a good word. I should have used that. You just summed up everything I said in one word.
Remember the board game Taboo? That was the best board game. Taboo.
Is that the one where you? No, that's Ouija. What was Taboo?
Ouija, where you summon spirits.
Wait, what one was Taboo?
Oh my God, Al! He just confessed to using a Ouija board. And
no, I didn't. I thought that was taboo. I thought that was taboo.
Dude.
What's
Ouija is when you summon a spirit. And
I know, but I thought it was taboo. What's taboo? Where you pop the bottle and it goes the dice?
No, that's something else. We're moving on.
That's Boggle.
Oh, I love that game.
Oh my.
First of all, I thought I was the oldest one on this show. You guys are talking about two things that kids used to play with in the 1930s. Sam, no one played Taboo ever, except for you.
Did.
That's not a game.
I know what Taboo is. I just remembered. No one told me. It's when you have the list of words, but you can't say one of the words, and if someone says it, you get beat.
Oh,
that's taboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
How sad. I said I love the game, and I don't even remember it.
I made a comeback, though.
Yeah, you
From
did
Ouija
good.
to Taboo.
From Ouija. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. The set of Big Brother All-Stars is ramping up security. So according to TMZ, fans are trying to rig the game by shouting messages using bullhorns to certain contestants to help them win. Security even chased a guy off who tried to scale the studio fence. Now, in past seasons, fans also reportedly threw tennis balls with messages over it or over the fence. Whoa, did this happen on your season?
Not on my season, no. But this happened in the past, like planes fly over with messages on them.
No way.
Yeah, they
Planes?
did. A plane flew over with a message one time.
Somebody like spends $30,000 and puts it on a plane?
Yeah, and they fly over to Big Brother House. And for people that don't know, Big Brother House is on a CBS lot. So it's not like a house that you could just access. So these people have to be let onto the lot for some reason.
Oh my God, look at you show your abs. Look at you pull up your tank top to show off your abs.
Someone screamed over the fence, pull your shirt up, and I did. No. But yeah, that's how. But it does affect the game in the sense that being in there like a certain amount of days, I always say day 40, any kind of information from the outside world to throw you off of what you already think because your thinking's already off really affects the game.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Oh no, it's not fair
at all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And is it blowhorn or bullhorn?
Bullhorn.
Is it?
You thought it was called blowhorn?
I thought it was blowhorn. Now it's turned into a whole different thing. Why is it on me? To put it say. What is it?
Oh, I just still can't get over you trying to be sexy in front of Jordan. Tried so hard. The thirst was real.
He was sexy. What are you talking about?
Real.
It was not. I was in the house 75 days with her. There was no thirst.
There was some thirst.
She couldn't go anywhere. There was no thirst.
You showing your abs to Jordan.
No, it's not. It was us relaxing. That's what you do at home.
Yes, Al.
Jeff, do not defend yourself. Look, everybody wants to sit at home and act this certain way, including myself. If I had abs, I'd be talking to you guys right now and find an excuse to undo my shirt. Oh, I think my mic is messed up.
Okay.
When you look like that, for those few years where you have that body,
you look good.
Show it off. I don't care.
Yeah.
Have at it, Jeff.
Okay.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, whatever he says, just go on
Al,
his side.
no matter what happens in the plant comment coming up, I got your back.
Oh my God. Yeah, what'd you call it? Like a monster plan or something, Al? You're way off. Okay,
Monstera.
Monstera. I don't think so. Yeah, stick around for the plant talk. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds recently brought Rick Moranis out of retirement, yay, to help him pitch an ad for Mint Mobile's cell phone plan. Interesting. Watch.
So why am I here? I'm just a huge fan. Oh, stop it. Come on, stop it.
Seriously, massive.
That's it?
That's it.
See ya.
Rick took a big step back from the spotlight in the 90s after his wife passed away from breast cancer in order to raise their 2 kids. How incredible is that? He recently announced he was returning to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise with a new film called Shrunk with Josh Gad. I know you love Rick Moranis.
I love Rick. I've confessed my love on this show, and I'm so happy he's coming back.
I know.
So happy.
What's your favorite Rick Moranis film?
Well, I love Rick Moranis because he's a great guy off camera, too. Look at what he did. He stepped away from all that to raise his kids, so that's the first thing I want to point out. But Spaceballs, and I just saw My Blue Heaven in there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Spaceballs is the best. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
How about you?
Strange Brew. Through and through. I didn't mean to rhyme. I love Strange Brew. What about you, Al?
I'm going to have a little obscure one, but it's Parenthood, starring Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rick Moranis was so great. He was an uptight dad in that one. And he really represents a large section of parents, if you're a parent.
Yep. And you saw Ryan Reynolds say he's a huge Rick Moranis fan. Do you know what else Ryan Reynolds is a fan of? I wish I had the full screen, but I just came to my mind.
What?
Ryan Reynolds is a huge Anne with an E fan. Huge. He's starting a camp. No, it's true.
Here we go.
I'm going to try and find that tweet. Ryan Reynolds is starting a campaign to get Anne with an E back on air. So there you go, boys.
First of all, for the audience that hasn't watched, last week Sam made this huge point, and we've been texting about it all weekend.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Of course not.
Well, Ryan Reynolds thinks it's cool. Ryan Reynolds.
Why don't you try to sell it again? Because the pitch you gave us the first time really knocked my socks off.
Oh, wow. Al, do not go away. Coming up on DBL, Halloween is next month, but how will COVID-19 impact your little ghouls and goblins? Should the holiday be canceled? We're sharing your comments next.
Introducing the future of fitness.
Last year during this time, many of us were on a quest to find the perfect Halloween costume, but because of the pandemic, cities are considering canceling the holiday. Well, LA banned trick-or-treating and other Halloween gatherings, but because of backlash, public health officials are no longer enforcing the ban. Instead, they are recommending that people do not take part in social activities to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus. So DBL Nation, should all Halloween social activities be canceled? So I'm going to read your comments, then I'm going to get Jeff's take, Al's take. Al, we're going to start with you. Here's the first comment. Rachel from Facebook says, folks can put on a Halloween mask for a party, but they won't wear a protective mask to the grocery store. Stay home so that we can safely gather in the future. What would you say to that, Al?
I'd agree, but again, we put the mask on because it's voluntary. People just have an unnatural or unnatural, however you want to look at it, reaction to being told what to do, even when it could protect their life. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel Halloween this year, but we know that's not going to happen because it's not even about the kids. There's going to be a lot of Halloween parties. Let's be honest, Halloween's for adults.
Well, I think it's for kids, but you're right. A lot of adults get dressed up and they go to their little Halloween parties. Jeff, here's the next comment. Sandy from Facebook says, people are going to church, bars, and restaurants, so why shouldn't we be able to go out for Halloween?
Here's the thing, Sam. You mentioned adults and children, right? Obviously, I'm not going to a party. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old, a 2 and a 3-year-old now. Yeah, it just happened. But anyways, I have a 2 and a 3-year-old now. What's wrong with having some neighbors? You know, we live in a neighborhood again, so this is only my answer. You know, go just stand outside their doorstep. You get 5 different neighbors with a little piece of candy. They put their costume on. Everyone wears masks. It's Halloween. Put on a fun mask, right? And do some social distance trick-or-treating, right? Just with a couple households.
Our little community has already talked about that. And they're going to be very stringent when it comes to not being able to come to your front door. So it's almost like you set up like something at the edge of like your driveway.
Exactly. Yeah, but people want to just cancel things without having a discussion about it.
You can be creative about it. I think you can. I think we're going to be creative. Melanie from Facebook says, I don't want strangers parading up to my door during a pandemic with or without a mask. Listen, I understand that too, Melanie. I really do. I think it's going to, if you are going to choose to somehow partake in a pandemic type Halloween festivity, you're going to have to be very strict about it.
Yeah, and I would communicate which neighbors I want to go to because I wouldn't want strange kids coming to my house in the off chance that I have it and give it to somebody else. Not that I don't want them coming there, right?
Totally agree with you. Arturo from Facebook says crime goes up on Halloween. Staying home will also prevent further social unrest. Wow, what do you say to that, Al?
Oh, I say Old Man River. Wow, where'd that coming from? Bummertown? Look, all right, with any fun, there's gonna be some crime. I think what we should do is like maybe do what you guys are trying to do, maybe stagger the days of Halloween over the course of a week where we do it block to block so we don't have all the kids out at once. Either think through this or completely cancel it because we have to get rid of this, y'all.
What if you have like the garbage picker-up, trash picker-uppers, and that's how you give out candy?
Or
that's
just
6 feet apart.
Or I guess everyone's touching. I get that's a
right.
That's something.
Or make like a tube, like a long tube with like toilet paper holes. The toilet paper. Never mind.
I like how Al called that guy Old Man River. He's got a globe and a plant behind him.
That's a bar. It's a bar.
DBL Deal Blast is coming up next.
We all know that movement is like medicine.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
I've got some awesome products. Tori, you're gonna love these, so get ready. So are you looking for the perfect purse to tote your essentials around? Well, this is the BOC by Ball crossbody handbag. It's faux leather construction with a fashionable floral or American flag print. It's got a flat bottom so you can easily set it down, and an added bonus, it's got this adjustable strap which can go over your shoulder, so you can adjust it to any length that you wish. So normally, Tori, this is $79, but we have it for $25, which means you're saving 68% on looking pretty patriotic and chic.
Yeah, you are. Let me salute you, ma'am. That is a good-looking purse, and right in time for voting season. I like that a lot. Wow.
Cool, right?
Very cool. I like that style.
It. Okay, next I've got something that's key to a good night's sleep. It's the rayon from Bamboo luxury super soft sheet set. So Bamboo sheets will keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer because they've got thermal regulating properties, and this comes with one flat sheet, one fitted sheet and 2 pillowcases, and you can choose from silver, slate, white, aqua sage, ivory, the list goes on, in twin, full, queen or king. Now normally these sets are between $79 to $109, obviously depending on the size you choose, but we have them from $29 to $39. What a discount. Saving 63% on some new bedding, and you cannot beat a good night's sleep, Tori.
Oh, and the idea of getting it in like a sage, bamboo sheets in a sage color sounds so dreamy.
Now, Tori, we all love giving our skin a boost every now and again, and we all want to look younger, don't we? And that's exactly what you get with the Vivo Perlay made in the USA. So this is the 60-second makeover set. So it's fast-acting luxury skincare. It's a duo, and it has concentrated treatments to target deep wrinkles. It plumps up your skin, and it moisturizes with the serum. So it'll leave you feeling fresh, flawless and youthful. So you can use this daily or just for special events when you want to look your best. Now, normally this kit for both items, it's $50, but we've got it for only $19, which means you're saving 62%.
My God, I need something for these wrinkles. It's like a Grand Canyon on my forehead.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, I've got the perfect thing for listening to music whilst you're out and about on the go. This is the 2-pack Bravenfly Sport Burst fast charging waterproof earbuds. So they're lightweight, they're wireless, and they're Bluetooth. They've got a 10-hour playtime, and they've got this burst charge feature which will give you 1 hour of playtime on a 5-minute charge. How awesome is that when you're on the go? It's got multi-point connectivity. You can pair 2 different devices that are streaming at once, and the best bit is that it comes with 3 different ear tips and ear wings.
Oh, that's good.
So you can find the perfect fit for you. Yeah. So normally these are $80, and I honestly think even at that price it's amazing, but we've got them for $25. Hello. So that means you're saving 69%.
Oh, wow.
69%.
I love that. Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, Al, so we had a lot of our DBL Nation writing in about what the plant is, but I thought I'd go around you and hit up your girl. Your girl told me. So you were wrong, Al. Your tree is a ficus, so I was right. It's called a ficus lyrata, or she said AKA a fiddle leaf fig.
Yes, but Sam, I'm going to redeem myself. We do have a monstera. Hold on, it's super heavy. This is a monstera right here. I live in Jurassic World, but yes, these actually grow around trees and actually suffocate them in the Amazon.
Whoa, that's scary. Before we go, we have another person that's all about Anne with an E. So we got Ryan Reynolds, I mentioned earlier. He really wants to see Anne with an E come back. And then also William Shatner. But if you call me Anne, please call me Anne with an E.
I'd rather get strangled by a plant.
Oh my God. What?
The new shocking images that look like something out of a doomsday movie. President Trump responds to Bob Woodward's new bombshell book while defending his decision to downplay coronavirus.
I can't be jumping up and down and scaring people.
Now, some people want to know, why would the president talk so freely with a reporter? Denise Richards is done with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Will Kris Jenner take her spot? Plus, a first look at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Cue the drama.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And Mean Girl star Jonathan Bennett is on DBL.
He'll say to me, "Oh, you're so sexy," and then you talk.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
Daily Blast Live starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Jonathan Bennett. We miss him. Come back to the show after COVID.
Yeah.
Once everything is back to normal. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, September 10th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. Hey, Al, how are you?
Is he frozen? Because I was like, that's an interesting face. That was an interesting face.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Al isn't very talkative today. We definitely will try and fix everything with Al's, clearly his technical difficulties.
Although we have a couple stories that face might match, so we can just keep flashing them in.
Perfect. Just screen grab that, and Al's a part of the show.
There we go.
Okay, so very serious and sad news. We are continuing to follow the deadly wildfires burning out of control control on the West Coast. Check out these pictures from San Francisco yesterday where the smoke was so thick it caused the skies to turn pumpkin orange, almost like you'd expect to see on Mars. More than 2.5 million acres have burned in California alone, with at least 8 deaths reported so far across the 3 western states. There are at least 28 major fires in California, forcing 64,000 people to evacuate. Now, just to give you an idea of how fast these fires are spreading, in some cases they are burning 100,000 plus acres in a single day. Meantime, in Oregon, the governor is warning that fires in that state could be the deadliest in state history. Now, many of you are already writing in, in commentary towards 2020. Like 2020 could not get any worse. This is our new normal, in my opinion. I think next year we're going to see more of this. The following year, unfortunately, until we can handle our climate crisis, this is something that we're all going to have to get used to, and that concerns me, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Sam. If you want to get into that conversation, some people believe in that, some people don't. But in Denver, here where we filmed the show, number one, you can't even see the mountains because there's so much smoke. I think it's an accumulation of California, Utah, and kind of our own fires. We can't even see that. But talk about climate, and whether you believe it or not, it was 90 degrees here one day, and the next day it snowed, and now it feels like fall, or it feels like winter out, and then this weekend it's going to be 80. So
I know.
There's something going on with the climate, whether you believe it or not. Right. You have to look at it, right?
Right, and we can at least have the conversation. It feels apocalyptic. Al, I believe you are available. Are you here, Al? Are you still frozen in time? There he is.
So,
Al,
am I here?
Yeah, you're there. We see you. I want to show you a picture that my best friend showed me, Martine. This was her photo walking the beaches of Santa Cruz County.
Wow.
I mean, her daughter looked at it. Her daughter's 10 years old. Her daughter looked at that photo later on my friend's phone and said, "Mom, that looks like a scene from Star Wars." And she's right. This to me just makes me so sad for our children, because you can't go outside and play because of the air quality.
And yet, Sam, we're still debating about climate change. You know what we can all agree on, Sam? You know what's happening? Not nothing. Something is going on. There is fire coming out of the sky. We're having this conversation. Jeff said it correctly. This weekend it was 101 degrees in Denver. I looked at my app on Monday. It said it feels like it's 26. I don't know. I've been on this planet 43 years. It seems to be getting worse. Hurricanes seem to be getting worse. Right. Everything seems to be getting worse. So I think we at least need to open up the discussion.
How agree. About that? Yes, I agree. Before we move on, I have to comment on your ficus in the background. It's gorgeous. Can we look at the ficus again?
Well, thank you.
Oh my God, is that new?
Yes, that's a monstera plant. Wait, no. Yes,
that's a ficus,
is that a ficus?
No?
My girl's gonna kill me.
I don't know. I thought it was a ficus. Maybe
it's a lot of confidence. I'm going to go with you.
I'm probably wrong, and I do not have a green thumb. So DBL Nation, perhaps you can also chime in about the enormous plant behind Al. Okay. All right. So there's more fallout over that new book about the president. In audio recordings for the book Rage, the president told Bob Woodward he knew in February that COVID-19 was deadly stuff and admitted playing down the threat in public. Here's how he explained it last night on Fox News.
I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good, but if you look at what I said today, I said don't panic. We don't want to be jumping up and down and going wild. Don't panic. I'm a cheerleader for this country, and I don't want to see panic.
Now, Joe Biden called the president's actions disgusting and almost criminal, adding he knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to this country for months. But a lot of people are wondering, why would the president agree to talk on record 18 times with an investigative journalist known for bringing down a past president, Richard Nixon? Meantime, Bob Woodward is defending his decision not to release the audio recording sooner, saying it would not have saved any lives. What do you make of this, Jeff?
I don't know, Sam. This is a tough one, especially just talking about politics and Donald Trump in general. But look, I think it is the job of our president, no matter who it is, to calm the storm, right? I don't think we had all the facts in February. In fact, we did not have all the facts. The whole world did not have the facts. The CDC was saying and again, I don't want to quote them exactly, but check out their old tweets. They were saying it can't pass through the air. They were tweeting that out. We find out now that it's not true. Dr. Fauci came on national television in a live news-breaking conference and says, don't worry, you don't need to wear masks, because he was lying and covering for the government because he wanted to get those supplies to nurses and people on the front line. The government lies to us. They have since 1776 till 2020. So people want to condemn Donald Trump for this. I think he's just doing his job. I understand the way people feel about him, but when was the last time the government told us the truth, anybody? Then we can have a conversation.
Al?
Jeff, really quickly, man, I appreciate how eloquently you laid out your point, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I always try and do, especially when we're talking about the president, is I always try and pull back and think about just an individual, because I think we can understand better on that level. What if this was your physician? What if you go into your doctor and they say that you have stage 3 cancer, and they noticed it 2 years ago on your charts, but they didn't want to panic you? There are some things that you need to alert people about when there's a potential for danger. If your doctor tells you, hey, there's some weird things going on in your blood, so we're going to do something, that doesn't mean, hey, quit your job and go to France for 2 weeks because you're about to check out. It's just saying, hey, we're just letting you know some potentially bad things could happen, so let's start putting some things in place. So I don't know if most functional adults' default mechanism is panic. Just tell us what's going on. But I do see what you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I understand why people in positions of power want to calm the storm, so to speak. I agree with you there, because you don't want to create panic, because panic leads to chaos. But what's worse than that? Death. So I look at, speaking of an individual's perspective, I look at the 175,000 plus families out there who are now looking back going, wow, if I was given all the details, would I have been more cautious to protect myself and my family members? Would my family members still be here today? If I lost a loved one because I was not as hyper-vigilant because I didn't have all the facts, and I get that the facts were evolving
We didn't have
at that
all
time.
the facts.
No, and I get that. Yeah. It's not even in response to you. It's in response to people in power in general. Like, give us as much as you know, because if you're telling us now that you downplayed it then, I would have liked to know how serious, and I get it was evolving then, because if that would have prevented my family member's death, if I was one of those individuals right now, I would be beside myself.
And I totally agree with your point, but you should be mad at the CDC.
Yeah,
you should be mad at Dr. Fauci.
Totally.
You should be mad at the government as a whole, not blaming one person, because they all didn't know. We didn't. This is a pandemic that never happened before. I understand we have pandemics in the past. This has never happened, so nobody had the right answers. We weren't getting the correct information from China to begin with, and you think the government tells us what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Benghazi, what happened in 9/11? Let's be honest. We don't get the information that we need ever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. And Al, and that's why I was careful to say people in positions of power.
Right.
I don't want to single anybody out right here, and I'm right there with Jeff. I'm right there with you. This is where I know that we disagree a lot, meaning us and some of our viewers. I think we can all agree that we just want transparency.
Right.
And there's a lot of distrust in the government, rightfully so. And that's one thing that we can all agree on. And I hope that at some point that changes, but I'm not too hopeful.
Isn't it crazy that we all have different walks of life, but the three of us could come on live television and have a discussion about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And then still be friends afterwards? Isn't that crazy, Al?
I know. Don't you wish that
I know, but let's still fight at Burger King afterwards just to make sure.
Done.
Well, Thanksgiving dinner is coming up. That's when most fights happen, right?
We'll have a Friendsgiving and get after it.
Okay, so Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Pio Coley, is tackling the latest COVID headlines. Does all that wildfire smoke make matters worse? Plus, Mean Girls star Jonathan Bennett, his quarantine routine, the heavy lifting it took to make him not on camera, okay? And Tori asks a question he didn't see coming.
Best question I've ever been asked in an interview. You're going to get a Daytime Emmy.
This
Welcome back to DBL. The smoke from the historic West Coast wildfires are causing serious health concerns for those living nearby, but also for people living thousands of miles away. Earlier, Tori Shulman and I asked Dr. Coley if the wildfires can impact the ongoing pandemic. Here's what she said.
Hello, Doc. It's good to see you. We have viewers watching who don't live anywhere close to these wildfires. Should they still be concerned? And what are the effects of the smoke pollution?
Tori, they should be concerned because NASA satellite images have actually shown that the wildfires from California have traveled as far as 600 miles away off the coast of California. And these wildfires, unfortunately, have both short-term and long-term health effects. So in the short term, we've all experienced these, the burning of the eyes, the throat, the nose, the irritation in the lungs. But in the long term, they can actually increase your risk for heart disease, early onset dementia, they can cause premature aging of the lungs, and they can cause certain types of cancers.
Oh my, wow.
Doc, are people who live close to the wildfires more vulnerable to COVID-19, and would wearing a mask help? I'm no doctor, but I'm going to roll the dice on the second question and say yes.
Genius.
But I'm going to pass it to the doctor.
Genius.
So let's talk about this, Jeff. This is a really important question. And the answer to your first question is yes. People exposed to wildfire smoke have a higher risk of infection from COVID-19. And the reason is because the pollutants from the smoke actually distract your immune system. So it's busy fighting the pollutants, and it's not as good at fighting the virus. So they can increase your risk. But the opposite is also true, which you may not have known, is that those people who've had COVID actually have an increased susceptibility to risk from the wildfires. But the mask question is kind of interesting because it's a little counterintuitive. So masks certainly protect you from risk of COVID, but when it comes to the wildfires, they just don't filter out enough of those pollutants. So the only type of mask that really does protect against wildfires is that N95. So I would encourage you guys to buy one if you don't have one already.
That's why I'm not a doctor. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I rolled the dice, snake eyes. I was wrong.
And it's a 50-50 chance. It doesn't matter. Speaking of masks, we're switching gears here to talk about a new study out of the University of California, San Francisco. Researchers say they can draw a connection between people with COVID-19 who become severely ill and whether or not they wore a mask. Doc, we've talked about wearing a mask to protect others, but now it sounds like wearing a mask is also protecting yourself, even if you still catch the virus. Is that right?
Absolutely. And so if you didn't have enough reasons before, this is a great reason now. And the idea here, you guys, is the viral dose or the viral inoculum. So not only does it protect you from catching the virus, if you do get exposed to the virus, less of it gets into your lungs, and so you're less likely to get sick. And in fact, these researchers actually think that this may be the reason the mortality rate is going down from COVID, because people are wearing masks, so they're getting, less dose of the virus, and so they're getting less sick from it.
I have to be super honest with you. I tried to find an N95 mask, and it is finding like the Indiana Jones Holy Grail. I can't find an N95 to save my life. So
could you look at it like Indiana Jones, or you can't?
I can't see. It's too bright.
Remember the ghosts coming out?
You chose wisely. Remember that?
Tori, I'm going to hook you up because I've got a stash.
Ooh.
Yes. I love being friends with the doctor. All right, thank you so much. You will be back tomorrow, so if you have a question about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media or email info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back.
It's only a matter of time
Welcome back to DBL. Jonathan Bennett played sweetheart Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls, and now he's got a sweet tooth hosting Food Network's Halloween Wars. Tori caught up with him earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Jonathan Bennett, my brother, my bestie, welcome back to DBL. I have missed you. Talk to me. How have you been holding up? What have you been doing during quarantine?
Thank you so much. Tori, it is so good to see you. You are one of my favorite people on earth. I got to bring this up on air because I think all your co-anchors, they hate you.
From Agatha Christie, the mustached detective?
Agatha Christie.
The famous detective.
Wow.
All right. Gotcha, Tori. Okay, let's move on to the next story.
I am the person that's you in the cast where, like, I'll go for the joke and everyone's like, no, Jonathan, just shut up. And I'm like, yeah, that was a bad joke. So I just want to say I feel for you, and I think you guys are hysterical together.
That's so nice.
In quarantine, what have I been doing? Nothing. I'm not working out. I hate working out. The only way I can go to the gym is if it's like a group fitness thing where there's a lot of music and an instructor with a microphone and they're like, you're amazing. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, feed my ego. They're like, you bet. Like, keep going. Unless like someone with like abs is high-fiving me telling me I did awesome for doing nothing, I don't want to go.
I do have to say that like self-care doesn't have to mean, you're right, like restructuring your life with cucumber water and all of a sudden you're walking on clouds and you're doing a million things and planting like zucchinis and all this. You can just have self-care by taking a moment and listening to your favorite Neil Diamond song.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
All right, I do have to ask you, some people have iconic roles, and for some reason, Aaron Samuels just hit everybody in a different way, right?
You're telling me.
Gruel. I meant cool. I said great at the same time.
Right. Well, gruel.
Mostly for you. What about the look that you gave? Yeah. God, it's good.
What?
What are you like? What are you
It's good,
thinking as you
right?
do the look? Talk to me through that. How did you make it so iconic?
As flattering as it is that it's me, it's really tape and glue and lighting that makes those moments happen, right? I don't want to take credit for it, but it's just really a squint to the eye, right? My boyfriend James, he'll say to me, "Oh, you're so sexy," and then you talk.
That's what my husband says to me too. Stop talking.
Right? Right? Oh, I'm getting a call. It's probably my agent. Hello. Oh, new job. Thanks.
As a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, you were enamored by the Frozen lip sync battle. And I just want to know, what would your drag name be and what would your song be?
First of all, best question I've ever been asked in an interview, you're gonna get a daytime Emmy. My joke that I always have that James gets so sick of is anytime someone says something like, oh, you've got rusty pipes, I'm always like, talk about my drag name. Or anytime someone says, would you like, the tuna on rye? I'm like, oh, that's my drag name. So that's my go-to joke for everything because it always gets a laugh.
Always. I've done that before
So,
too.
I mean, I think my drag name would be Tori Shulman.
That's a good one.
And the song I would want to lip sync to is Oh My God, You Guys from Legally Blonde.
Oh my God, you guys.
Like the opening song to Legally Blonde that's 8 minutes long, that's just full of energy. Like me dressed up as Tori, just like being psychotic.
I want to know what we can look forward to on Halloween Wars this year, because honestly, this might be the only Halloween thing we do because of the pandemic.
Halloween Wars starts right now.
Halloween Wars is going to be better than ever this year, not because we just take 6 teams of expert pumpkin carvers and cake artists and sugar masters and have them battle it out over 5 episodes to create Halloween-themed edible displays that are as scary as they are delicious. So we're really, really excited because this is going to be season 10. It's going to be a huge season, and it's going to be bigger and better than you've ever seen it.
That sounds incredible. Also, Sugar Master could be a drag name for you.
Oh, I like that. Sugar Master. Okay, that's my drag name.
You are a human being I wish was next to me at all times. Jonathan Bennett, friend of the show. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's really been a pleasure. We'll be right back.
You're amazing. Bye.
Bye, love.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. We have one quick comment from Tim. Tim says, I love how you guys debate and hold different opinions in a respectful manner. Amen, Tim. That's what we want.
Yeah, and just have a conversation when you don't have to hate somebody because they're Democrat or Republican. How about a conversation?
Yeah, because then maybe you'll learn something new, right? I learned some stuff from you earlier, and I hope it's reciprocated.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what it's all about. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Denise Richards quits the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but will Kris Jenner take her spot? And should Halloween be canceled? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Talking about real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Was.
3, 2.
Wow, if you only knew what we were talking about.
It's not a lie if you believe it, Sam.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. In fact, Al, we are getting so many people, so many of our DBL Nation believe they know what your plan is. We're going to revisit it later on because I'm going to do my own investigating. Okay, Al?
Okay, and I have confirmation, so I want to hear what they have to say.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Can't wait for the plant talk later.
All right, so big news in reality TV. Denise Richards is leaving the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after only 2 seasons. Much of this season has revolved around Denise's alleged affair with Brandy Glanville, which Denise has denied. During her time on the show, Denise was shown to be at odds with most of the cast, including her friend Lisa Rinna. Now fans are wondering if Kris Jenner will fill her spot. As you probably know, Kris and her family are ending their long-running reality show. Even Housewives creator Andy Cohen thinks Kris would be a huge get, but he says he doesn't think she'll do it. Okay, so I know that you guys are huge Housewives fans, right? But listen, Al, you've done a project with Lisa Rinna. You know her. She's a friend of yours. I like Lisa Rinna too, but I have a little bit of a bone to pick with her. The fact that her friend Denise came on the show, and then from what I saw, and I know that things happen in editing and in post, but from what I saw, they all really did gang up on her. And I don't blame her for leaving at all, but I don't think the show is going to be the same without Denise Richards. What do you think, Al?
Well, Sam, it depends on how you want to play it. If you want to do it where you keep your own sanity, leaving after feeling ganged up on is probably the best idea. But in the world of reality TV, and you have a reality TV star sitting right next to you, so I want to hear what he has to say about this. I think that playing the kind of put-upon role, playing the underdog role, can garner you a lot of sympathy from a huge fan base, which could be good for you going forward, writing books, my experience on the Housewives and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, Jeff, I would just stay and kind of just take the slings and arrows and then kind of play the victim role and, you know, increase my brand.
But not if they were saying stuff that wasn't your brand, right? If that's your brand, you want to be the bad girl, the bad boy, I think that's great. Capitalize on that. But if you really want to try to be a good person and you're painted in this way, I think you got to get out. But I don't think Kris Jenner's coming in, because unless she's executive producer and has full control of what that edit is, which she won't, she's not going on that show. And can I just say, hopefully this is the last time we talk about Brandi Glanville and
it's crazy.
And
she's
whatever.
Not,
I'm so tired of this story.
Brandi Glanville's not even on the show, and she's somehow.
But for 2 years we've been talking about this.
Because she pushes her way into the headlines. It's unbelievable.
She's the perfect one to capitalize on that bad girl.
I know.
Image.
Put her back in. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I really would. From Beverly Hills to Salt Lake City, you guys, we're getting a first look at the women from Utah who are the latest group of housewives. Watch.
I'm a purebred pioneer Mormon.
Oh, here it goes.
I'm Jewish. I'm from Chicago.
I'm actually Pentecostal. We are Jewish by heritage, Mormon by choice.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It is a very big deal that I'm no longer Mormon.
I was raised Mormon, but I'm converting to Islam. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow, as you can see, religion will be a big part of the storylines. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premieres on November 11th on Bravo. I actually am really into this. I mean, I didn't know how I would think about the Salt Lake, Utah girls, whatever you want to call it. But I like seeing all these different religions blend and learning. I don't know much about Islam. I want to learn through, I believe her name is Jen Shah, and how she's going to be converting to Islam.
Is she converting for the religion or for the reality show?
I would hope for the religion.
I don't know.
Can you imagine if the producers had said, hey, we need a storyline?
If you didn't say, if there was a show called Conversion, you would have a line out the door of people signing up for a reality show, and they would convert just to be a housewife of Salt Lake City in this case.
Yeah, Jeff has a good point. People just want to get their 15 minutes of fame, it seems like nowadays, Al.
Yeah, I think that's always been around, you know, but Sam, you know, this is going to be a really interesting show. I would say we could drink the tea, you know, and spill the tea about the show, but I don't even think most of the people are even allowed to have that. It's so interesting that we're going to see a cast that's not going to have any alcohol in them. So I want to see what else they're going to argue about. I think it's going to be interesting.
I just saw some wine in that
yeah,
shot. I don't know, Al. We'll see.
I'm with you on the painting a picture of like a different religion, but I think they're going to be bad girls of that religion or something they're not supposed to do or whatever, and that's what's going to make it controversial and people to watch.
Of course
yes,
it's going to be taboo.
That's a good word. I should have used that. You just summed up everything I said in one word.
Remember the board game Taboo? That was the best board game. Taboo.
Is that the one where you... No, that's Ouija. What was Taboo?
Ouija? Where you summon spirits.
Wait, what one was Taboo?
Oh my God, Al! He just confessed to using a Ouija board and
I didn't.
This.
I thought that was taboo. I thought that was taboo.
Dude.
What's
Ouija is when you summon a spirit.
I know, but I thought it was taboo. What's taboo? Where you pop the bottle and it goes the dice?
No, that's something else. We're
Bobble.
moving on.
That's Boggle.
Oh, I love that game.
Oh my.
First of all, I thought I was the oldest one on this show. You guys are talking about two things that kids used to play with in the 1930s. Sam, no one played Taboo ever, except for you.
Did.
That's not a game.
I know what Taboo is. I just remembered. No one told me. It's when you have the list of words, but you can't say one of the words, and if someone says it, you get beat.
Oh,
that's Taboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
How sad. I said I love the game, and I don't even remember it.
I made a comeback, though.
Yeah, you
From
did
Ouija
good.
to Taboo.
From Ouija. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. The set of Big Brother All-Stars is ramping up security. So according to TMZ, fans are trying to rig the game by shouting messages using bullhorns to certain contestants to help them win. Security even chased a guy off who tried to scale the studio fence. Now, in past seasons, fans also reportedly threw tennis balls with messages over it or over the fence. Whoa, did this happen on your season?
Not on my season, no. But this happened in the past, like planes fly over with messages on them.
No way.
Yeah, they
Planes?
did. A plane flew over with a message one time.
Somebody like spends $30,000 and puts it on a plane?
Yeah, and they fly over to Big Brother House. And for people that don't know, Big Brother House is on a CBS lot. So it's not like a house that you could just access. So these people have to be let onto the lot for some reason.
Oh my God, look at you show your abs. Look at you pull up your tank top to show off your abs.
Someone screamed over the fence, pull your shirt up, and I did. No. But yeah, that's how. But it does affect the game in the sense that being in there like a certain amount of days, I always say day 40, any kind of information from the outside world to throw you off of what you already think because your thinking's already off really affects the game.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Oh no, it's not fair
at all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And is it blowhorn or bullhorn?
Bullhorn.
Is it?
You thought it was called blowhorn.
I thought it was blowhorn. Now it's turned into a whole different thing. Why is it on me? To put it say. What is it?
Oh, I just still can't get over you trying to be sexy in front of Jordan. Tried so hard. The thirst was real.
He was sexy. What are you talking about?
Real.
It was not. I was in the house 75 days with her. There was no thirst.
There was some thirst.
She couldn't go anywhere. There was no thirst.
You showing your abs to Jordan.
No, it's not. It was us relaxing. That's what you do at home.
Yes, Al.
Jeff, do not defend yourself. Look, everybody wants to sit at home and act this certain way, including myself. If I had abs, I'd be talking to you guys right now and find an excuse to undo my shirt. Oh, I think my mic is messed up.
Okay.
When you look like that, for those few years where you have that body,
you look good.
show it off. I don't care.
Yeah.
Have at it, Jeff.
Okay.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, whatever he says, just go on
Al,
his side.
no matter what happens in the plant comment coming up, I got your back.
Oh my God. Yeah, what'd you call it? Like a monster plan or something, Al? You're way off. Okay,
Monstera.
Monstera. I don't think so. Yeah, stick around for the plant talk. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds recently brought Rick Moranis out of retirement, yay, to help him pitch an ad for Mint Mobile's cell phone plan. Interesting. Watch.
So why am I here? I'm just a huge fan. Oh, stop it. Come on, stop it.
Seriously, massive.
That's it?
That's it.
See ya.
Rick took a big step back from the spotlight in the 90s after his wife passed away from breast cancer in order to raise their 2 kids. How incredible is that? He recently announced he was returning to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise with a new film called Shrunk with Josh Gad. I know you love Rick Moranis.
I love Rick. I've confessed my love on this show, and I'm so happy he's coming back.
I know.
So happy.
What's your favorite Rick Moranis film?
Well, I love Rick Moranis because he's a great guy off camera, too. Look at what he did. He stepped away from all that to raise his kids, so that's the first thing I want to point out. But Spaceballs, and I just saw My Blue Heaven in there. I mean, Spaceballs is the best. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
How about you?
Strange Brew. Through and through. I didn't mean to rhyme. I love Strange Brew. What about you, Al?
I'm going to have a little obscure one, but it's Parenthood, starring Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rick Moranis was so great. He was an uptight dad in that one. And he really represents a large section of parents, if you're a parent.
Yep. And you saw Ryan Reynolds say he's a huge Rick Moranis fan. Do you know what else Ryan Reynolds is a fan of? I wish I had the full screen, but I just came to my mind.
What?
Ryan Reynolds is a huge Anne with an E fan. Huge. He's starting a camp. No, it's true.
Here we go.
I'm going to try and find that tweet. Ryan Reynolds is starting a campaign to get Anne with an E back on air. So there you go, boys.
First of all, for the audience that hasn't watched, last week Sam made this huge point, and we've been texting about it all weekend.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Of course not.
Well, Ryan Reynolds thinks it's cool. Ryan Reynolds.
Why don't you try to sell it again? Because the pitch you gave us the first time really knocked my socks off.
Oh, wow. Al, do not go away. Coming up on DBL, Halloween is next month, but how will COVID-19 impact your little ghouls and goblins? Should the holiday be canceled? We're sharing your comments next.
Introducing the future
Time, many of us were on a quest to find the perfect Halloween costume, but because of the pandemic, cities are considering canceling the holiday. Well, LA banned trick-or-treating and other Halloween gatherings, but because of backlash, public health officials are no longer enforcing the ban. Instead, they are recommending that people do not take part in social activities to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus. So DBL Nation, should all Halloween social activities be canceled? So I'm going to read your comments, then I'm going to get Jeff's take, Al's take. Al, we're going to start with you. Here's the first comment. Rachel from Facebook says, folks can put on a Halloween mask for a party, but they won't wear a protective mask to the grocery store. Stay home so that we can safely gather in the future. What would you say to that, Al?
I'd agree, but again, we put the mask on because it's voluntary. People just have an unnatural or unnatural, however you want to look at it, reaction to being told what to do, even when it could protect their life. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel Halloween this year, but we know that's not going to happen because it's not even about the kids. There's going to be a lot of Halloween parties. Let's be honest, Halloween's for adults.
Well, I think it's for kids, but you're right. A lot of adults get dressed up and they go to their little Halloween parties. Jeff, here's the next comment. Sandy from Facebook says, people are going to church, bars, and restaurants, so why shouldn't we be able to go out for Halloween?
Here's the thing, Sam. You mentioned adults and children, right? Obviously, I'm not going to a party. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old, a 2 and a 3-year-old now. Yeah, it just happened. But anyways, I have a 2 and a 3-year-old now. What's wrong with having some neighbors? You know, we live in a neighborhood again, so this is only my answer. You know, go just stand outside their doorstep. You get 5 different neighbors with a little piece of candy. They put their costume on. Everyone wears masks. It's Halloween. Put on a fun mask, right? And do some social distance trick-or-treating, right? Just with a couple households.
Our little community has already talked about that. And they're going to be very stringent when it comes to not being able to come to your front door. So it's almost like you set up like something at the edge of like your driveway.
Exactly. Yeah, but people want to just cancel things without having a discussion about it.
You can be creative about it. I think you can. I think we're going to be creative. Melanie from Facebook says, I don't want strangers parading up to my door during a pandemic with or without a mask. Listen, I understand that too, Melanie. I really do. I think it's going to, if you are going to choose to somehow partake in a pandemic type Halloween festivity, you're gonna have to be very strict about it.
Yeah, and I would communicate which neighbors I want to go to, because I wouldn't want strange kids coming to my house in the off chance that I have it and give it to somebody else. Not that I don't want them coming there, right?
Totally agree with you. Arturo from Facebook says crime goes up on Halloween. Staying home will also prevent further social unrest. Wow, what do you say to that, Al?
Oh, I say Old Man River. Wow, where'd that coming from? Bummertown? Look, all right, with any fun, there's gonna be some crime. I think what we should do is like maybe do what you guys are trying to do, maybe stagger the days of Halloween over the course of a week where we do it block to block so we don't have all the kids out at once. Either think through this or completely cancel it, because we have to get rid of this, y'all.
What if you have like the garbage picker-up, trash picker-uppers, and that's how you give out candy?
Or
that's
just
6 feet apart.
Or I guess everyone's touching. I get it. That's a
right.
That's something.
Or make like a tube, like a long tube with like toilet paper holes. The toilet paper. Never mind.
I like how Al called that guy Old Man River. He's got a globe and a plant behind him.
That's a bar. It's a bar.
DBL Deal Blast is coming up next.
We all know that movement is like
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
I've got some awesome products. Tori, you're gonna love these, so get ready. So are you looking for the perfect purse to tote your essentials around? Well, this is the BOC by Ball crossbody handbag. It's faux leather construction with a fashionable floral or American flag print. It's got a flat bottom so you can easily set it down, and an added bonus, it's got this adjustable strap which can go over your shoulder, so you can adjust it to any length that you wish. So normally, Tori, this is $79, but we have it for $25, which means you're saving 68% on looking pretty patriotic and chic.
Yeah, you are. Let me salute you, ma'am. That is a good-looking purse, and right in time for voting season. I like that a lot. Wow.
Cool, right?
Very cool. I like that
Love
style.
it. Okay, next I've got something that's key to a good night's sleep. It's the rayon from Bamboo Luxury Super Soft Sheet Set. So bamboo sheets will keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer because they've got thermal regulating properties. And this comes with one flat sheet, one fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. And you can choose from silver, slate, white, aqua sage, ivory, the list goes on, in twin, full, queen, or king. Now normally these sets are between $79 to $109, obviously depending on the size you choose.
Right.
But we have them from $29 to $39. What a discount. Saving 63% on some new bedding, and you cannot beat a good night's sleep, Tori.
Oh, and the idea of getting it in like a sage, bamboo sheets in a sage color sounds so dreamy.
Now, Tori, we all love giving our skin a boost every now and again, and we all want to look younger, don't we? And that's exactly what you get with the Vivo Perlay made in the USA. So this is the 60-second makeover set. So it's fast-acting luxury skincare. It's a duo, and it has concentrated treatments to target deep wrinkles. It plumps up your skin, and it moisturizes with the serum. So it'll leave you feeling fresh, flawless and youthful. So you can use this daily or just for special events when you want to look your best. Now, normally this kit for both items, it's $50, but we've got it for only $19, which means you're saving 62%.
My God, I need something for these wrinkles. It's like a Grand Canyon on my forehead.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, I've got the perfect thing for listening to music whilst you're out and about on the go. This is the 2-pack Brave & Fly Sport Burst fast charging waterproof earbuds. So they're lightweight, they're wireless, and they're Bluetooth. They've got a 10-hour playtime, and they've got this burst charge feature which will give you 1 hour of playtime on a 5-minute charge. How awesome is that when you're on the go? It's got multi-point connectivity. You can pair 2 different devices that are streaming at once, and the best bit is that it comes with 3 different ear tips and ear wings.
Oh, that's good.
So you can find the perfect fit for you. Yeah. So normally these are $80, and I honestly think even at that price it's amazing, but we've got them for $25. Hello. So that means you're saving 69%.
Oh, wow.
69%.
I love that. Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
So we had a lot of our DBL Nation writing in about what the plant is, but I thought I'd go around you and hit up your girl. Your girl told me. So you were wrong, Al. Your tree is a ficus, so I was right. It's called a ficus lyrata, or she said AKA a fiddly fig.
Yes, but Sam, I'm going to redeem myself. We do have a monstera. Hold on, it's super heavy. This is a monstera right here. I live in Jurassic World, but yes, these actually grow around trees and actually suffocate them in the Amazon.
Whoa, that's scary. Before we go, we have another person that's all about Anne with an E. So we got Ryan Reynolds, I mentioned earlier. He really wants to see Anne with an E come back. And then also William Shatner. But if you call me Anne, please call me Anne with an E.
I'd rather get strangled by a plant.
Oh my God. What?
We're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Massive wildfires on the West Coast turn deadly as crews race to stop the flames. The new shocking images that look like something out of a doomsday movie. President Trump responds to Bob Woodward's new bombshell book while defending his decision to downplay coronavirus.
I can't be jumping up and down and scaring people.
Now, some people want to know, why would the president talk so freely with a reporter? Denise Richards is done with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Will Kris Jenner take her spot? Plus, a first look at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Cue the drama.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And Mean Girl star Jonathan Bennett is on DBL.
He'll say to me, "Oh, you're so sexy," and then you talk.
Real, honest, entertaining, live.
Daily Blast Live starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Jonathan Bennett. We miss him. Come back to the show after COVID.
Yeah.
Once everything is back to normal. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, September 10th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. Hey, Al, how are you?
Is he frozen? Because I was like, that's an interesting face. That was an interesting face.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Al isn't very talkative today. We definitely will try and fix everything with Al's, clearly his technical difficulties.
Although we have a couple stories that face might match, so we can just keep flashing them in.
Perfect. Just screen grab that, and Al's a part of the show.
There we go.
Okay, so very serious and sad news. We are continuing to follow the deadly wildfires burning out of control control on the West Coast. Check out these pictures from San Francisco yesterday where the smoke was so thick it caused the skies to turn pumpkin orange, almost like you'd expect to see on Mars. More than 2.5 million acres have burned in California alone, with at least 8 deaths reported so far across the 3 western states. There are at least 28 major fires in California, forcing 64,000 people to evacuate. Now, just to give you an idea of how fast these fires are spreading, in some cases they are burning 100,000 plus acres in a single day. Meantime, in Oregon, the governor is warning that fires in that state could be the deadliest in state history. Now, many of you are already writing in, in commentary towards 2020. Like 2020 could not get any worse. This is our new normal, in my opinion. I think next year we're going to see more of this. The following year, unfortunately, until we can handle our climate crisis, this is something that we're all going to have to get used to, and that concerns me, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Sam. If you want to get into that conversation, some people believe in that, some people don't. But in Denver, here where we filmed the show, number one, you can't even see the mountains because there's so much smoke. I think it's an accumulation of California, Utah, and kind of our own fires. We can't even see that. But talk about climate, and whether you believe it or not, it was 90 degrees here one day, and the next day it snowed, and now it feels like fall, or feels like winter out, and then this weekend it's going to be 80. So
I know.
There's something going on with the climate, whether you believe it or not.
Right.
You have to look at it, right?
Right, and we can at least have the conversation. It feels apocalyptic. Al, I believe you are available. Are you here, Al? Are you still frozen in time? There he is.
So,
Al,
am I here?
Yeah, you're there. We see you. I want to show you a picture that my best friend showed me, Martine. This was her photo walking the beaches of Santa Cruz County.
Wow.
I mean, her daughter looked at it. Her daughter's 10 years old. Her daughter looked at that photo later on my friend's phone and said, "Mom, that looks like a scene from Star Wars." And she's right. This to me just makes me so sad for our children, because you can't go outside and play because of the air quality.
And yet, Sam, we're still debating about climate change. You know what we can all agree on, Sam? You know what's happening? Not nothing. Something is going on. There is fire coming out of the sky. We're having this conversation. Jeff said it correctly. This weekend it was 101 degrees in Denver. I looked at my app on Monday. It said it feels like it's 26. I don't know. I've been on this planet 43 years. It seems to be getting worse. Hurricanes seem to be getting worse. Right. Everything seems to be getting worse. So I think we at least need to open up the discussion.
I agree. Yes, I agree. Before we move on, I have to comment on your ficus in the background. It's gorgeous. Can we look at the ficus again?
Well, thank you.
Oh my God, is that new?
Yes, that's a monstera plant. Wait, no. Yes, that is a ficus. Is that a ficus?
No?
My girl's gonna kill me.
I don't know. I thought it was a ficus. Maybe
it's a lot of confidence. I'm going to go with you.
I'm probably wrong, and I do not have a green thumb. So DBL Nation, perhaps you can also chime in about the enormous plant behind Al. Okay. All right. So there's more fallout over that new book about the president. In audio recordings for the book Rage, the president told Bob Woodward he knew in February that COVID-19 was deadly stuff and admitted playing down the threat in public. Here's how he explained it last night on Fox News.
I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good, but if you look at what I said today, I said don't panic. We don't want to be jumping up and down and going wild. Don't panic. I'm a cheerleader for this country, and I don't want to see panic.
Now, Joe Biden called the president's actions disgusting and almost criminal, adding he knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to this country for months. But a lot of people are wondering, why would the president agree to talk on record 18 times with an investigative journalist known for bringing down a past president, Richard Nixon? Meantime, Bob Woodward is defending his decision not to release the audio recording sooner, saying it would not have saved any lives. What do you make of this, Jeff?
I don't know, Sam. This is a tough one, especially just talking about politics and Donald Trump in general. But look, I think it is the job of our president, no matter who it is, to calm the storm, right? I don't think we had all the facts in February. In fact, we did not have all the facts. The whole world did not have the facts. The CDC was saying and again, I don't want to quote them exactly, but check out their old tweets. They were saying it can't pass through the air. They were tweeting that out. We find out now that it's not true. Dr. Fauci came on national television in a live news-breaking conference and says, don't worry, you don't need to wear a mask, because he was lying and covering for the government because he wanted to get those supplies to nurses and people on the front line. The government lies to us. They have since 1776 till 2020. So people want to condemn Donald Trump for this. I think he's just doing his job. I understand the way people feel about him, but when was the last time the government told us the truth, anybody? Then we can have a conversation.
Al?
Jeff, really quickly, man, I appreciate how eloquently you laid out your point, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I always try and do, especially when we're talking about the president, is I always try and pull back and think about just an individual, because I think we can understand better on that level. What if this was your physician? What if you go into your doctor and they say that you have stage 3 cancer, and they noticed it 2 years ago on your charts, but they didn't want to panic you? There are some things that you need to alert people about when there's a potential for danger. If your doctor tells you, hey, there's some weird things going on in your blood, so we're going to do something, that doesn't mean, hey, quit your job and go to France for 2 weeks because you're about to check out. It's just saying, hey, we're just letting you know some potentially bad things could happen, so let's start putting some things in place. So I don't know if most functional adults' default mechanism is panic. Just tell us what's going on. But I do see what you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I understand why people in positions of power want to calm the storm, so to speak. I agree with you there, because you don't want to create panic, because panic leads to chaos. But what's worse than that? Death. So I look at, speaking of an individual's perspective, I look at the 175,000 plus families out there who are now looking back going, wow, if I was given all the details, would I have been more cautious to protect myself and my family members? Would my family members still be here today? If I lost a loved one because I was not as hypervigilant because I didn't have all the facts, and I get that the facts were evolving
We didn't have
at that
all
time.
the facts.
No, and I get that. Yeah. It's not even in response to you. It's in response to people in power in general. Like, give us as much as you know, because if you're telling us now that you downplayed it then, I would have liked to know how serious, and I get it was evolving then, because if that would have prevented my family member's death, if I was one of those individuals right now, I would be beside myself.
And I totally agree with your point, but you should be mad at the CDC. Yeah, you should be mad at Dr. Fauci. Totally. You should be mad at the government as a whole, not blaming one person, because they all didn't know. We didn't. This is a pandemic that never happened before. I understand we have pandemics in the past. This has never happened, so nobody had the right answers. We weren't getting the correct information from China to begin with, and you think the government tells us what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Benghazi, what happened in 9/11? Let's be honest. We don't get the information that we need ever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. And Al, and that's why I was careful to say people in positions of power.
Right.
I don't want to single anybody out right here, and I'm right there with Jeff. I'm right there with you. This is where I know that we disagree a lot, meaning us and some of our viewers. I think we can all agree that we just want transparency.
Right.
And there's a lot of distrust in the government, rightfully so. And that's one thing that we can all agree on. And I hope that at some point that changes, but I'm not too hopeful.
Isn't it crazy that we all have different walks of life, but the three of us could come on live television and have a discussion about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And then still be friends afterwards? Isn't that crazy, Al?
I know. Don't you wish that
I know, but let's still fight at Burger King afterwards just to make sure.
Done.
Well, Thanksgiving dinner is coming up. That's when most fights happen, right?
We'll have a Friendsgiving and get after it.
Okay, so Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Pio Coley, is tackling the latest COVID headlines. Does all that wildfire smoke make matters worse? Plus, Mean Girls star Jonathan Bennett, his quarantine routine, the heavy lifting it took to make him not on camera, okay? And Tori asks a question he didn't see coming.
Best question I've ever been asked.
Welcome back to DBL. The smoke from the historic West Coast wildfires are causing serious health concerns for those living nearby, but also for people living thousands of miles away. Earlier, Tori Shulman and I asked Dr. Coley if the wildfires can impact the ongoing pandemic. Here's what she said.
Hello, Doc. It's good to see you. We have viewers watching who don't live anywhere close to these wildfires. Should they still be concerned? And what are the effects of the smoke pollution?
Tori, they should be concerned because NASA satellite images have actually shown that the wildfires from California have traveled as far as 600 miles away off the coast of California. And these wildfires, unfortunately, have both short-term and long-term health effects. So in the short term, we've all experienced these, the burning of the eyes, the throat, the nose, the irritation in the lungs. But in the long term, they can actually increase your risk for heart disease, early onset dementia, they can cause premature aging of the lungs, and they can cause certain types of cancers.
Oh my, wow.
Doc, are people who live close to the wildfires more vulnerable to COVID-19, and would wearing a mask help? I'm no doctor, but I'm going to roll the dice on this second question and say yes.
Genius.
But I'm going to pass it to the doctor.
Genius.
So let's talk about this, Jeff. This is a really important question. And the answer to your first question is yes. People exposed to wildfire smoke have a higher risk of infection from COVID-19. And the reason is because the pollutants from the smoke actually distract your immune system. So it's busy fighting the pollutants, and it's not as good at fighting the virus. So they can increase your risk. But the opposite is also true, which you may not have known, is that those people who've had COVID actually have an increased susceptibility to risk from the wildfires. But the mask question is kind of interesting because it's a little counterintuitive. So masks certainly protect you from risk of COVID, but when it comes to the wildfires, they just don't filter out enough of those pollutants. So the only type of mask that really does protect against wildfires is that N95. So I would encourage you guys to buy one if you don't have one already.
That's why I'm not a doctor. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I rolled the dice, snake eyes. I was wrong.
And it's a 50-50 chance. It doesn't matter. Speaking of masks, we're switching gears here to talk about a new study out of the University of California, San Francisco. Researchers say they can draw a connection between people with COVID-19 who become severely ill and whether or not they wore a mask. Doc, we've talked about wearing a mask to protect others, but now it sounds like wearing a mask is also protecting yourself, even if you still catch the virus. Is that right?
Absolutely. And so if you didn't have enough reasons before, this is a great reason now. And the idea here, you guys, is the viral dose or the viral inoculum. So not only does it protect you from catching the virus, if you do get exposed to the virus, less of it gets into your lungs, and so you're less likely to get sick. And in fact, these researchers actually think that this may be the reason the mortality rate is going down from COVID, because people are wearing masks, so they're getting, less dose of the virus, and so they're getting less sick from it.
I have to be super honest with you. I tried to find an N95 mask, and it is finding like the Indiana Jones Holy Grail. I can't find an N95 to save my life. So
could you look at it like Indiana Jones, or you can't?
I can't see. It's too bright.
Remember the ghosts coming out?
You chose wisely. Remember that?
Tori, I'm going to hook you up because I've got a stash.
Ooh.
Yes. I love being friends with the doctor. All right, thank you so much. You will be back tomorrow, so if you have a question about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media or email info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back.
It's only a matter
Welcome back to DBL. Jonathan Bennett played sweetheart Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls, and now he's got a sweet tooth hosting Food Network's Halloween Wars. Tori caught up with him earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Jonathan Bennett, my brother, my bestie, welcome back to DBL. I have missed you. Talk to me. How have you been holding up? What have you been doing during quarantine?
Thank you so much. Tori, it is so good to see you. You are one of my favorite people on earth. I got to bring this up on air because I think all your co-anchors, they hate you.
From Agatha Christie, the mustached detective?
Agatha Christie.
The famous detective.
Wow.
All right. Gotcha, Tori. Okay, let's move on to the next story.
I am the person that's you in the cast where, like, I'll go for the joke and everyone's like, no, Jonathan, just shut up. And I'm like, yeah, that was a bad joke. So I just want to say I feel for you, and I think you guys are hysterical together.
That's so nice.
In quarantine, what have I been doing? Nothing. I'm not working out. I hate working out. The only way I can go to the gym is if it's like a group fitness thing where there's a lot of music and an instructor with a microphone. They're like, you're amazing. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, feed my ego. They're like, you bet. Like, keep going.
That's the
like,
only...
Unless like someone with like abs is high-fiving me telling me I did awesome for doing nothing, I don't want to go.
I do have to say that like self-care doesn't have to mean, you're right, like restructuring your life with cucumber water and all of a sudden you're walking on clouds and you're doing a million things and planting like zucchinis and all this. You can just have self-care by taking a moment and listening to your favorite Neil Diamond song.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
All right, I do have to ask you, some people have iconic roles, and for some reason, Aaron Samuels just hit everybody in a different way, right?
You're telling me.
Gruel. I meant cool. I said great at the same time.
Right. Well, gruel.
Mostly for you. What about the look that you gave?
Yeah.
God, it's good.
What?
What do you like? What are you
It's good,
thinking as you
right?
do the look? Talk to me through that. How did you make it so iconic?
As flattering as it is that it's me, it's really tape and glue and lighting that makes those moments happen, right? I don't want to take credit for it, but it's just really a squint to the eye, right? My boyfriend James, he'll say to me, "Oh, you're so sexy," and then you talk.
That's what my husband says to me too. Stop talking. Why are you
Right?
doing it?
Right? Oh, I'm getting a call. It's probably my agent. Hello. Oh, new job. Thanks.
As a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, you were enamored by the Frozen lip sync battle. And I just want to know, what would your drag name be and what would your song be?
First of all, best question I've ever been asked in an interview. You're going to get a daytime Emmy. My joke that I always have that James gets so sick of is anytime someone says something like, oh, you've got rusty pipes, I'm always like, talk about my drag name. Or anytime someone says, would you like, the tuna on rye? I'm like, oh, that's my drag name. So that's my go-to joke for everything because it always gets a laugh.
Always. I've done that before,
So,
too.
I mean, I think my drag name would be Tori Shulman.
That's a good one.
And the song I would want to lip sync to is Oh My God, You Guys from Legally Blonde.
Oh my God, you guys.
Like the opening song to Legally Blonde that's 8 minutes long, that's just full of energy. Like me dressed up as Tori, just like being psychotic.
I want to know what we can look forward to on Halloween Wars this year, because honestly, this might be the only Halloween thing we do because of the pandemic.
Halloween Wars starts right now.
Halloween Wars is going to be better than ever this year, not because we just take 6 teams of expert pumpkin carvers and cake artists and sugar masters and have them battle it out over 5 episodes to create Halloween-themed edible displays that are as scary as they are delicious. So we're really, really excited because this is going to be season 10. It's going to be a huge season, and it's going to be bigger and better than you've ever seen it.
That sounds incredible. Also, Sugar Master could be a drag name for you.
I like that. Sugar Master. Okay, that's my drag name.
You are a human being I wish was next to me at all times. Jonathan Bennett, friend of the show. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's really been a pleasure. We'll be right back.
You're amazing. Bye.
Bye, love.
Welcome back to DBL. We have one quick comment from Tim. Tim says, I love how you guys debate and hold different opinions in a respectful manner. Amen, Tim. That's what we want.
Yeah, and just have a conversation when you don't have to hate somebody because they're Democrat or Republican. How about a conversation?
Yeah, because then maybe you'll learn something new, right? I learned some stuff from you earlier, and I hope it's reciprocated.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what it's all about. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Denise Richards quits The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but will Kris Jenner take her spot? And should Halloween be canceled? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Wow, if you only knew what we were talking
It's
about.
not a lie if you believe it, Sam.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Al joining us from home. In fact, Al, we are getting so many people, so many of our DBL Nation believe they know what your plan is. We're going to revisit it later on because I'm going to do my own investigating. Okay, Al?
Okay, and I have confirmation, so I want to hear what they have to say.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Can't wait for the plant talk later.
All right, so big news in reality TV. Denise Richards is leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after only 2 seasons. Much of this season has revolved around Denise's alleged affair with Brandi Glanville, which Denise has denied. During her time on the show, Denise was shown to be at odds with most of the cast, including her friend Lisa Rinna. Now fans are wondering if Kris Jenner will fill her spot. As you probably know, Kris and her family are ending their long-running reality show. Even Housewives creator Andy Cohen thinks Kris would be a huge get, but he says he doesn't think she'll do it. Okay, so I know that you guys are huge Housewives fans, right? But listen, Al, you've done a project with Lisa Rinna. You know her. She's a friend of yours. I like Lisa Rinna too, but I have a little bit of a bone to pick with her. The fact that her friend Denise came on the show, and then from what I saw, and I know that things happen in editing and in post, but from what I saw, they all really did gang up on her. And I don't blame her for leaving at all, but I don't think the show's going to be the same without Denise Richards. What do you think, Al?
Well, Sam, it depends on how you want to play it. If you want to do it where you keep your own sanity, leaving after feeling ganged up on is probably the best idea. But in the world of reality TV, and you have a reality TV star sitting right next to you, so I want to hear what he has to say about this. I think that playing the kind of put-upon role, playing the underdog role, can garner you a lot of sympathy from a huge fan base, which could be good for you going forward, writing books, my experience on the Housewives and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, Jeff, I would just stay and kind of just take the slings and arrows and then kind of play the victim role and, you know, increase my brand.
But not if they were saying stuff that wasn't your brand, right? If that's your brand, you want to be the bad girl, the bad boy, I think that's great. Capitalize on that. But if you really want to try to be a good person and you're painted in this way, I think you got to get out. But I don't think Kris Jenner's coming in, because unless she's executive producer and has full control of what that edit is, which she won't, she's not going on that show. And can I just say, hopefully this is the last time we talk about Brandi Glanville and
it's crazy.
And
she's
whatever.
Not,
I'm so tired of this
Brandi Glanville's
story.
not even on the show, and she's somehow.
But for 2 years we've been talking about this.
Because she pushes her way into the headlines. It's unbelievable.
She's the perfect one to capitalize on that bad girl.
I know.
Image.
Put her back in. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I really would. From Beverly Hills to Salt Lake City, you guys, we're getting a first look at the women from Utah who are the latest group of housewives. Watch.
I'm a purebred pioneer Mormon.
Oh, here it goes.
I'm Jewish and from Chicago.
I'm actually Pentecostal. We are Jewish by heritage, Mormon by choice.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It is a very big deal that I'm no longer Mormon.
I was raised Mormon, but I'm converting to Islam. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow, as you can see, religion will be a big part of the storylines. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premieres on November 11th on Bravo. I actually am really into this. I mean, I didn't know how I would think about the Salt Lake, Utah girls, whatever you want to call it. But I like seeing all these different religions blend and learning. I don't know much about Islam. I want to learn through, I believe her name is Jen Shah, and how she's going to be converting to Islam.
Is she converting for the religion or for the reality show?
I would hope for the religion.
I don't know.
Can you imagine if the producers had said, hey, we need a storyline?
If you didn't say, if there was a show called Conversion, you would have a line out the door of people signing up for a reality show, and they would convert just to be a housewife of Salt Lake City in this case.
Yeah, Jeff has a good point. People just want to get their 15 minutes of fame, it seems like nowadays, Al.
Yeah, I think that's always been around, you know, but Sam, you know, this is going to be a really interesting show. I would say we could drink the tea, you know, and spill the tea about this show, but I don't even think most of the people are even allowed to have that. It's so interesting that we're going to see a cast that's not going to have any alcohol in them. So I want to see what else they're going to argue about. I think it's going to be interesting.
I just saw some wine in that
yeah,
shot. I don't know, Al. We'll see.
I'm with you on the painting a picture of like a different religion, but I think they're going to be bad girls of that religion or something they're not supposed to do or whatever, and that's what's going to make it controversial and people to watch.
Of course
yes,
it's going to be taboo.
That's a good word. I should have used that. You just summed up everything I said in one word.
Remember the board game Taboo? That was the best board game. Taboo.
Is that the one where you? No, that's Ouija. What was Taboo?
Ouija, where you summon spirits.
Wait, what one was Taboo?
Oh my God, Al! He just confessed to using a Ouija board. And
no, I didn't.
This.
I thought that was taboo. I thought that was taboo.
Dude.
What's
Ouija is when you summon a spirit. And
I know, but I thought it was taboo. What's taboo? Where you pop the bottle and it goes the dice?
No, that's something else. We're
Bobble.
moving on.
That's Boggle.
Oh, I love that game.
Oh my.
First of all, I thought I was the oldest one on this show. You guys are talking about two things that kids used to play with in the 1930s. Sam, no one played Taboo ever, except for you.
Did.
That's not a game.
I know what Taboo is.
Taboo is
I just remembered. No one told me. It's when you have the list of words, but you can't say one of the words, and if someone says it, you get beat.
Oh,
that's Taboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
How sad. I said I love the game, and I don't even remember it.
I made a comeback, though.
Yeah, you
From
did
Ouija
good.
to Taboo.
From Ouija. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. The set of Big Brother All-Stars is ramping up security. So according to TMZ, fans are trying to rig the game by shouting messages using bullhorns to certain contestants to help them win. Security even chased a guy off who tried to scale the studio fence. Now, in past seasons, fans also reportedly threw tennis balls with messages over it or over the fence. Whoa, did this happen on your season?
Not on my season, no. But this happened in the past, like planes fly over with messages on them.
No way.
Yeah, they
Planes?
did. A plane flew over with a message one time.
Somebody like spends $30,000 and puts it on a plane?
Yeah, and they fly over to Big Brother House. And for people that don't know, Big Brother House is on a CBS lot. So it's not like a house that you could just access. So these people have to be let onto the lot for some reason.
Oh my God, look at you show your abs. Look at you pull up your tank top to show off your abs.
Someone screamed over the fence, pull your shirt up, and I did. No. But yeah, that's how. But it does affect the game in the sense that being in there like a certain amount of days, I always say day 40, any kind of information from the outside world to throw you off of what you already think because your thinking's already off really affects the game.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Oh no, it's not fair
at all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And is it blowhorn or bullhorn?
Bullhorn.
Is it?
You thought it was called blowhorn?
I thought it was blowhorn. Now it's turned into a whole different thing. Why is it on me? To put it Sam. What is it?
Oh, I just still can't get over you trying to be sexy in front of Jordan. Tried so hard. The thirst was real.
He was sexy. What are you talking about?
Real.
It was not. I was in the house 75 days with her. There was no thirst.
There was some thirst.
She couldn't go anywhere. There was no thirst.
You showing your abs to Jordan.
No, it's not. It was us relaxing. That's what you do at home.
Yes, Al.
Jeff, do not defend yourself. Look, everybody wants to sit at home and act this certain way, including myself. If I had abs, I'd be talking to you guys right now and find an excuse to undo my shirt. Oh, I think my mic is messed up.
Okay.
When you look like that, for those few years where you have that body,
you look good.
show it off. I don't care.
Yeah.
Have at it, Jeff.
Okay.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, whatever he says, just go on
Al,
his side.
no matter what happens in the plant comment coming up, I got your back.
Oh my God. Yeah, what'd you call it? Like a monster plan or something, Al? You're way off. Okay,
Monstera.
Monstera. I don't think so. Yeah, stick around for the plant talk. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds recently brought Rick Moranis out of retirement, yay, to help him pitch an ad for Mint Mobile's cell phone plan. Interesting. Watch.
So why am I here? I'm just a huge fan. Oh, stop it. Come on, stop it.
Seriously, massive.
That's it?
That's it.
See ya.
Rick took a big step back from the spotlight in the 90s after his wife passed away from breast cancer in order to raise their 2 kids. How incredible is that? He recently announced he was returning to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise with a new film called Shrunk with Josh Gad. I know you love Rick Moranis.
I love Rick. I've confessed my love on this show, and I'm so happy he's coming back.
I know.
So happy.
What's your favorite Rick Moranis film?
Well, I love Rick Moranis because he's a great guy off camera, too. Look at what he did. He stepped away from all that to raise his kids, so that's the first thing I want to point out. But Spaceballs, I just saw My Blue Heaven in there. I mean, Spaceballs is the best. I could go on and on.
Yep.
How about you?
Strange Brew. Through and through. I didn't mean to rhyme. I love Strange Brew. What about you, Al?
I'm going to have a little obscure one, but it's Parenthood, starring Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rick Moranis was so great. He was the uptight dad in that one. And he really represents a large section of parents, if you're a parent.
Yep. And you saw Ryan Reynolds say he's a huge Rick Moranis fan. Do you know what else Ryan Reynolds is a fan of? I wish I had the full screen, but I just came to my mind.
What?
Ryan Reynolds is a huge Anne with an E fan. Huge. He's starting a camp. No, it's true.
Here we go.
I'm going to try and find that tweet. Ryan Reynolds is starting a campaign to get Anne with an E back on air. So there you go, boys.
First of all, for the audience that hasn't watched, last week Sam made this huge point, and we've been texting about it all weekend.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Of course not.
Well, Ryan Reynolds thinks it's cool. Ryan Reynolds.
Why don't you try to sell it again? Because the pitch you gave us the first time really knocked my socks off.
Oh, wow. Al, do not go away. Coming up on DBL, Halloween is next month, but how will COVID-19 impact your little ghouls and goblins? Should the holiday be canceled? We're sharing your comments next.
Introduce
Last year during this time, many of us were on a quest to find the perfect Halloween costume, but because of the pandemic, cities are considering canceling the holiday. Well, LA banned trick-or-treating and other Halloween gatherings, but because of backlash, public health officials are no longer enforcing the ban. Instead, they are recommending that people do not take part in social activities to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus. So DBL Nation, should all Halloween social activities be canceled? So I'm going to read your comments, then I'm going to get Jeff's take, Al's take. Al, we're going to start with you. Here's the first comment. Rachel from Facebook says, folks can put on a Halloween mask for a party, but they won't wear a protective mask to the grocery store. Stay home so that we can safely gather in the future. What would you say to that, Al?
I'd agree, but again, we put the mask on because it's voluntary. People just have an unnatural or unnatural, however you want to look at it, reaction to being told what to do, even when it could protect their life. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel Halloween this year, but we know that's not going to happen because it's not even about the kids. There's going to be a lot of Halloween parties. Let's be honest, Halloween's for adults.
Well, I think it's for kids, but you're right. A lot of adults get dressed up and they go to their little Halloween parties. Jeff, here's the next comment. Sandy from Facebook says, people are going to church, bars, and restaurants, so why shouldn't we be able to go out for Halloween?
Here's the thing, Sam. You mentioned adults and children, right? Obviously, I'm not going to a party. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old, a 2 and a 3-year-old now. Yeah, it just happened. But anyways, I have a 2 and a 3-year-old now. What's wrong with having some neighbors? You know, we live in a neighborhood again, so this is only my answer. You know, go just stand outside their doorstep. You get 5 different neighbors with a little piece of candy. They put their costume on. Everyone wears masks. It's Halloween. Put on a fun mask, right? And do some social distance trick-or-treating, right? Just with a couple households.
Our little community has already talked about that. And they're going to be very stringent when it comes to not being able to come to your front door. So it's almost like you set up like something at the edge of like your driveway.
Exactly. Yeah, but people want to just cancel things without having a discussion about it.
You can be creative about it. I think you can. I think we're going to be creative. Melanie from Facebook says, I don't want strangers parading up to my door during a pandemic with or without a mask. Listen, I understand that too, Melanie. I really do. I think it's going to, if you are going to choose to somehow partake in a pandemic type Halloween festivity, you're going to have to be very strict about it.
Yeah, and I would communicate which neighbors I want to go to because I wouldn't want strange kids coming to my house in the off chance that I have it and give it to somebody else. Not that I don't want them coming there, right?
Totally agree with you. Arturo from Facebook says crime goes up on Halloween. Staying home will also prevent further social unrest. Wow, what do you say to that, Al?
Oh, I say Old Man River. Wow, where'd that coming from? Bummertown? Look, all right, with any fun, there's gonna be some crime. I think what we should do is like maybe do what you guys are trying to do, maybe stagger the days of Halloween over the course of a week where we do it block to block so we don't have all the kids out at once. Either think through this or completely cancel it because we have to get rid of this, y'all.
What if you have like the garbage picker-up, trash picker-uppers, and that's how you give out candy?
Or
that's
just
6 feet apart.
Or I guess everyone's touching. I get that's a
right.
That's something.
Or make like a tube, like a long tube with like toilet paper holes. The toilet paper. Never mind.
I like how Al called that guy Old Man River. He's got a globe and a plant behind him.
That's a bar. It's a bar.
DBL Deal Blast is coming up next.
We all know.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
I've got some awesome products. Tori, you're gonna love these, so get ready. So are you looking for the perfect purse to tote your essentials around? Well, this is the BOC by Born crossbody handbag. It's faux leather construction with a fashionable floral or American flag print. It's got a flat bottom so you can easily set it down, and an added bonus, it's got this adjustable strap which can go over your shoulder, so you can adjust it to any length that you wish. So normally, Tori, this is $79, but we have it for $25, which means you're saving 68% on looking pretty patriotic and chic.
Yeah, you are. Let me salute you, ma'am. That is a good-looking purse, and right in time for voting season. I like that a lot. Wow.
Cool, right?
Very cool. I like that style.
It. Okay, next I've got something that's key to a good night's sleep. It's the rayon from Bamboo luxury super soft sheet set. So bamboo sheets will keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer because they've got thermal regulating properties, and this comes with one flat sheet, one fitted sheet and 2 pillowcases, and you can choose from silver slate, white aqua sage, ivory, the list goes on, in twin, full, queen or king. Now normally these sets are between $79 to $109, obviously depending on the size you choose, but we have them from $29 to $39. What a discount. Saving 63% on some new bedding, and you cannot beat a good night's sleep, Tori.
Oh, and the idea of getting it in like a sage, bamboo sheets in a sage color sounds so dreamy.
Now, Tori, we all love giving our skin a boost every now and again, and we all want to look younger, don't we? And that's exactly what you get with the Vivo Perlay made in the USA. So this is the 60-second makeover set. So it's fast-acting luxury skincare. It's a duo, and it has concentrated treatments to target deep wrinkles. It plumps up your skin, and it moisturizes with the serum. So it'll leave you feeling fresh, flawless and youthful. So you can use this daily or just for special events when you want to look your best. Now, normally this kit for both items, it's $50, but we've got it for only $19, which means you're saving 62%.
My God, I need something for these wrinkles. It's like a Grand Canyon on my forehead.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, I've got the perfect thing for listening to music whilst you're out and about on the go. This is the 2-pack Bravenfly Sport Burst fast charging waterproof earbuds. So they're lightweight, they're wireless, and they're Bluetooth. They've got a 10-hour playtime, and they've got this burst charge feature which will give you 1 hour of playtime on a 5-minute charge. How awesome is that when you're on the go? It's got multi-point connectivity. You can pair 2 different devices that are streaming at once, and the best bit is that it comes with 3 different ear tips and ear wings.
Oh, that's good.
So you can find the perfect fit for you. So normally these are $80, and I honestly think even at that price it's amazing, but we've got them for $25. So that means you're saving 69%.
Oh, wow.
69%.
I love that. Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, Al, so we had a lot of our DBL Nation writing in about what the plant is, but I thought I'd go around you and hit up your girl. Your girl told me. So you were wrong, Al. Your tree is a ficus, so I was right. It's called a ficus lyrata, or she said AKA a fiddle leaf fig.
Yes, but Sam, I'm going to redeem myself. We do have a monstera. Hold on, it's super heavy. This is a monstera right here. I live in Jurassic World, but yes, these actually grow around trees and actually suffocate them in the Amazon.
Whoa, that's scary. Before we go, we have another person that's all about Anne with an E. So we got Ryan Reynolds, I mentioned earlier. He really wants to see Anne with an E come back. And then also William Shatner. But if you call me Anne, please call me Anne with an E.
I'd rather get strangled by a plant.
Oh, bye, guys.